Hello, everybody. How are you? Boz back with Kay. Yeah. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you here. Oh, yeah. Well, here it is anyway. It's still day where you are, right?
Yeah, it's one.
One, yeah. So 9 hours difference. Wow. Hello, Daniel. Nice to see you too. I don't know why this keeps flying around this banner by 86 boxing. That's your scent of the night or the day. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, or Mugler.
Hmm.
Smells
Well,
green and it smells like a really green vanilla, along the lines of Angelique Noir by Guerlain, but it's more. It's not as sophisticated. It's more. The vanilla is more of that generic
hmm.
type of vanilla.
This is Nautica Voyage. I got, yeah, Nautica. Hello, Captain and Dushan. What's up, my good friend? So that's my scent of the night, let's say. Even though this is more like a summer fragrance, but it's warm enough already. Cheaper, of course. What else? Cheaper shot. You always need a shot of cheaper every day you get up. I bet. Yeah, cheaper. Which cheaper did I see that was really nice? Well, anyway, there are some sites here where you can get certain fragrances that aren't nowhere to be found in the stores anyway. So yeah, yeah, that's where I got the Naxos by Sergio from one of those sites. Very nice. Even though it's not for every occasion, or for I can see it not being maybe that masculine, but still it's very nice. Afnan, yeah, that's the one. That's the best clone house, I think, probably. A blue fragrance in the realm of Versace, Dylan Blue and Blue de Chanel, but darker. I never see Nautica. Well, it's rather old now. It's from 2006, so yeah. I was thinking maybe we could just discuss what's been going on in Fracom in these last few weeks, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that would be fun. Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, I watched one of Neil's last streams, and he was like, it turns out he's a fan of me and you both. So that was a surprise, I guess. I can find Nautica Voyage if you want. And he left me a nice comment on my last video where I talked about, being needy and stuff. So yeah, sometimes it's hard to really know people that well online, and yeah, so it's nice. One must keep an open mind, I guess. Not judge too much. Yeah, Nautica Voyage is a classic that's becoming less of. Yeah, I mean, it's not very exciting that I can see. Definitely, yeah. We all have creeds and channels. I think it's very nice, but for these people today, it might be boring because it's not very, I don't know, seductive or whatever. Hey, Bruce, how are you, my good friend? Yeah, Yes. So, as I was saying, I I didn't think I would say this, but I kind of miss Mr. Smelly or Dan's streams now. you know,
Yeah,
I
me too. It was a fun era of everybody like doing drama. It was so fun. But the
yeah,
problem with it that he faced, and I know why he stopped, is because every single guest of his was getting like torn down on the Reddit groups. And when it finally happened to Limelight Last, he had enough.
yeah, yeah. That was yeah. I don't know why they love to tear him down or his. Well, this is the topic mainly, Fracom drama and stuff, various stuff that
Speaking of
happened.
fact, Dragcon drama, there was drama last night. Jay Harmless was all like, telling me that I should get banned from Joey's channel, like Cuddles. I'm not Cuddles.
Why?
I'm
I
not a
mean,
pedo. I didn't do any of that. So why should
such
I
a
be
weird.
banned? So no, fuck him. He don't like me, and I don't
Yeah,
like him.
yeah. I must say he comes across as a
I
rather
hate him.
arrogant.
So be as mean as you want to him if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't really care much for Julian. I must say. I
I
mean,
don't
Mr.
either.
Smiley.
He keeps calling me Pickles, which is this girl that takes out her belly and smashes things
Oh
with it.
yeah, right. I know. I've
And
seen
I
it.
did not look like that.
Yeah. I don't. I must be honest. I don't enjoy being on those streams. I mean, can always streams now that much. Because of those guys. Because you got guys like him and others. Some others, I guess.
Like
Well,
that, yeah.
most others are like Omar, like Silveron. He's a nice guy, obviously, but yeah, Mr. Smelly Reaper will soon make. No way, never.
Ew.
Hell will
Creep.
freeze over
His name's
before that.
Creeper, not Reaper.
Oh, Jay Harmless talks about his cuddles and the drama. So I think I saw him there. Wasn't he
Yeah,
on
he
one of?
fights on every single woman except for me and Pickles. And he like
Yeah,
hates me. And I'm just like, wow, okay.
I mean, yeah. And you also talked about James. He was kind of creepy, right, to you as well, as I call him, the jittery James. Yeah, like when I first saw him, he was like,
He's
you
just
know,
he just talks a lot. He's like doesn't get out much because he's a computer whiz guy. So he
right,
doesn't
yeah,
understand social norms, I don't think. But he's
yeah, like,
not a bad guy. He really loves his dog.
right, yeah. He's not, like some really, I don't know, mean guy. Obviously, just he's kind of,
But
yeah,
I kind
spends.
of know him better than most people.
But yeah, Julian, he tries to come over like some kind of wise ass. I don't like that.
Fucking hate him. He talks too much. He
Yeah,
he purposely makes me feel like shit. Because one time it was me and two other girls on stream, and he goes, "How are you two beautiful ladies doing tonight?" And I know it wasn't for me. It was for the other two. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like you do this shit on purpose.
yeah, yeah. I just didn't. I mean, when he first came on the Smelly stream backstage, that was last year, and to talk shit about Reaper, I was like, yeah, I thought he was all right, but I wonder why he would take so much like effort just to talk shit about that guy who's a loser, like a
Because he's
nobody,
a
right?
fucking shit talker.
Yeah. So it kind of sounded the way he spoke back then about what he said to Reaper, and that he kind of sounded like a bully, I must say.
Last
Yeah,
night
yeah,
there
it
was a
was.
stripper on a pole last night
Oh
in the.
no, really?
Yeah, he had to take it down because her nipple showed.
Wow. Yeah, he's tiring and boring, as you said, Paul. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I don't like this that people divide in these like groups. Like one group is against each other. That's what I talked about before. Like you got the how do you, shall I call them niche snobs? You know that we know which ones Ramsey, yeah, like Eugene and what's his name, Rich Mitch as well, I guess. And then you got this mafia Cannoli and RXL and
Well,
what's his
did I
name,
tell
Fat.
you last night I yelled at Julian backstage and I said, "You better fucking keep my name out of your mouth." And he's like, "Or else what? Or else just keep my name out of your mouth because I don't like you and you don't fucking like me. So just stop fucking shitting on Joey's streams and causing drama." So I talked to him backstage. I was like, "You better fucking stop talking about me."
Yeah, I mean Joey doesn't really deserve that. I can tell you. I mean to have such yes Julian, he's a bit of a troll. He was good on Neil's stream. I can say one thing about Neil, and even when he talks shit, he never, I think he doesn't really talk shit without reason, and he has been actually very complimentary of Dan. I've seen that,
Fuck
you
him.
know.
Julian's a piece of shit ass. I
No,
hate
I'm
him.
talking about Neil.
Oh,
So,
Neil. Oh, I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, he may be kind of, seedy, whatever you want to call him, but or me, yeah, he had that past, but whatever. That was a long time ago. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Money Burner, still with the wrench. Yeah. So, but I mean, these guys, there are guys who just talk shit to talk shit. That's like all. That's all they do, and you know, without much reason, they just don't like somebody because I don't know, they don't like the looks of that person, whatever.
It just irritates me because most all people like me and I get along with most everybody, but that fucker.
Yeah. Who was the Heather Green look-alike? I don't know. I've never seen Heather Green, so I don't know what she looks like. Yeah, but I heard a lot about her from Joey anyway, so I'm kind of a little, sorry that I missed that I missed her appearances. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to be anyway. I had my, like beefs and stuff, but yeah, never without a reason, So I can say probably the same thing goes for Neil. He doesn't talk shit without reason. So everyone loves you, Kay. Well, yeah, it seems like it. Kay just, she says what's on her mind, same as I. We never,
Yeah, you
like,
always are like truthful with how you feel. And some
yeah,
people don't like that. But you've never been rude to me, so
no, I mean,
and
as
I've
long
never
as
done
others,
anything to you to piss you off either, so
yeah, you respect me, and I don't like when people just suddenly, start like, are talking shit like because they don't like what I said to somebody else. I don't know, whatever. But I never said a thing to them, then suddenly they hate me, because, maybe I was in a fight with somebody they like. I don't know how it works. 7 days a week. That's what Joey does pretty much, I think, now. Yeah. He's been streaming like every night, I believe, lately.
Joey made like almost $1,000 from his streams this week because of all of the jail and banning cuddles and just yeah. I'm so happy for him because he could use all that money towards his stream, like to add more effects and buy like Photoshop and stuff.
Yeah. Julian is the truth. He's a truth seeker. Well,
Fuck
he,
him. He's a jerk.
yeah. Yeah, I just don't like the way I don't know, something about the sound of his voice as well kind of, creeps
I
me
don't
out.
like it. He talks too much, and I think that's why he doesn't like me because I told him you talk too much.
Yeah, I don't like smart asses for sure. I mean, I maybe somebody will think I'm smart ass, but I don't try to be anyway. So, spotlight seeker, yeah.
He
Paul,
talks
yeah,
over people, and he tries to like take over Joey's show, like he's like the host or something.
Yeah. Cuddles soothes him. Well, he doesn't like to be called Cuddles, so I don't know if you like him or don't like him, but yeah. I mean, I have respect anyway. Some I don't care. I mean, so many people have a past, right? Many people have done something bad, probably. I mean, but if that was like 20 years ago, so who am I to judge them now? Maybe they have changed, you know? That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna go, oh, he's such a pervert, whatever, you know. Maybe he is, but who am I? I don't know, really. I don't know him personally, so I can't say. I'm not really, qualified to talk about. Yeah. Hmm. Well, here is the link. If anybody else, I know who that will be. If anybody else wants to hop on, but we know who that is. Of those who are present now. Yes, there's always drama, always bullshit happening. Never too long, never goes too long without that. Yeah. Yeah, well, that guy, fat boy, he has blocked me because, I guess what happened in the group before with Dan, that when he came in, somebody added him, I think Dwayne, and then he saw that Dan talked shit about him, like, or made fun of him, and then he left, and then he blocked me as well. I don't know why I didn't say anything about it, but I'm like, all right, who cares? Fucking too.
Aw.
I must say I don't never really was a big fan of him really. So and the fact that he talked shit, a lot of shit about Dan, like yeah. I mean, it
One
takes
time,
like
one time I was on a stream and I was talking about how I was newly single, and then my I just was looking for somebody that to love me and love my kids as well, and because I have two special needs kids, and I was just talking about that, and he made a comment, and he's like, "If I wasn't married, I would take care of you and your kids." I was like, "What?"
who was that fat boy? Yeah,
Even Joey was like, "That's a wild comment."
yeah. That's why I don't get it.
I'm like,
Not gonna.
embarrassed, honestly. Like my face is turning red saying it.
Yeah. No, he's just not the type of guy I would be friends with. Obviously, I mean the way
I
he
mean, he's my
dresses.
friend. He's really nice to me. But I think you have to get to know him because he likes to joke around and like make fun of people and stuff. But it's all in like good fun because like he makes fun of my dolls on his streams and stuff. But just to be funny, you know.
Right. Well, yeah, of course, some people like to joke around. They don't mean no harm, while others just are assholes. Yeah.
Like Jay Harmless.
Yeah. Nobody gonna hop on. Well, that's okay.
All right, you want to play the game?
Yeah, let's
All
live
right,
in.
let's Mary kill. Let me see. Betty Page,
Oh, Paul.
Marilyn Monroe,
Hey, Paul. Yeah.
Hey,
or
what's
Rita.
going on?
Fuck Mary
Hey.
Kill, Betty Page, Rita Hayworth, or Marilyn Manson. Or Marilyn Monroe, not Manson.
I was starting to wonder. Rita, well, of course, I wouldn't marry Marilyn, that's for sure.
I love
Well,
Marilyn. I'd marry. Well, Betty had schizophrenia later in life and
Oh,
killed
really?
her neighbor.
Well, then I would kill her,
I
and
would fuck Betty because Betty knows how to fuck.
I would marry what's the name, Rita Hayworth, and fuck Marilyn Monroe. Yeah.
I would kill Rita Hayworth because she's actually Hispanic and she made herself look like a white woman, which is weird. And she got forehead surgery done.
Hey, Caboose, what's up? Booze.
I love Betty. Betty, look at there's Betty. Betty is one hot motherfucking bitch. You can look up naked pictures of her on the internet, and she's like tied up bondage style, getting whipped. She's a hottie.
Yeah. What about you, Paul?
All right, what are the options again?
Betty Page, Rita Hayworth, Marilyn Monroe.
I'm gonna have to marry Marilyn Monroe for the fact that I was told, or I should say I've read, that she has like a really high IQ.
Yeah.
So I found that's pretty attractive to me. So that would definitely be something I would want to marry. And then Rita Hayworth, that's the one in the picture you just showed, Kay.
No, that was Betty. Let me look up Rita.
Fucking Betty and Rita, I can't remember who that is, but we're just gonna kill her for the sake of the stream here.
It was like a femme fatale type.
They're all like gorgeous ladies from the
Yeah.
past.
I think Rita was kind of wasn't she half Irish or
Oh,
something?
shit, she's hot
She's
too.
also Hispanic, but she got forehead surgery because she used to have a really small forehead and dark hair, and then she started dyeing her hair red and got forehead surgery where they lasered it or
Yeah,
something.
well, that was
I don't know.
in those times, you couldn't be a star in Hollywood unless you were
For
not
us white
white.
bitches, we got big ass foreheads.
Yeah. I mean, you had to look white also, clearly. So there was.
Oh yeah, there are way different standards back then. Plus it was harder to tell if they got plastic surgery back then too. So
Thanks, Miro. See you, my friend. All right. It's Melissa. Hello. If you wanna
what's
hop
up,
on,
Melissa?
here's the link. Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
What's that? What am I doing? Oh,
What
I thought.
are you gonna say? Finish.
Oh, I totally. Sorry, I got distracted here.
All right. No problem. All right. Who's next? I mean, the next choices. Eating chili. Wow, lucky you. Nice to have you. Yeah, I love his voice. We all do, I think.
But I was, how'd I think about it? I was talking earlier in the chat that used to be in Boz with everybody that I was going to go on Joey's show and I was going to start reading some erotica to the woman.
Wow. It's always kind of uncomfortable for me when they start talking about it. Even when we had that backstage dance chat, and they would start going on about sex and stuff. I would like really.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like really talking about it.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, because we never. In my family, it was like my father was strict. Don't talk about that stuff, and he didn't like that.
Yeah, I think Americans talk about it a lot more.
Yeah. So,
well, yeah, it's funny because it's like you and Kay are like complete opposites in that realm. So
yeah.
But I'm also like really sweet, and that's why he likes me. And he's my friend.
Oh, for sure. I think it's like, I could tell Boz is totally uncomfortable talking about it, which is fine and everything. So, I mean, it's just like, okay, sit out, let somebody else talk about it. No big deal there.
I just don't see, I mean, yeah, I mean, especially with with women there. With if it was just guys and maybe my own age as well, then maybe I would be a little more comfortable. But you know, also in dance streams, there was always Maji was there and Kay often. And I was like, how am I going to talk about this in front of women? Like, you know, so yeah, but
Well, I
yeah,
mean, I get it. It's like when all those guys come on Joey's stream, and then half of them are drunk, and they're just like
yeah,
talking banter and stuff. It's just like I have no interest in talking about that. To me, it's boring, and it's like
yeah.
okay,
Just
whatever.
don't see what's there to talk about. Like, I mean, that much. I mean, yeah, but that's me. I'm a different guy. I mean, I'm that type. So others like talking about it. That's all right. Just don't expect me to talk. Yeah, thank you, Melissa. That's very kind. Thank you, Mrs. I'm gonna be English now. Thank you, Mrs. Villanueva. That was very nice. Very kind. Yeah,
So are we still
Paul.
doing F Mary Kill then?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay. Who should I pick here? I want to pick some oddballs. Um, all right. We're gonna go with Lizzo.
Oh no, not her again. I
Let's
don't
see.
even
We'll do.
know.
We're gonna
She's,
go with some bigger girls here. We're gonna go Lizzo. Who else is a good one?
oh,
Let me help me out, Kay.
Fat Amy.
Fat
Doja
Amy.
Cat.
Rebel Wilson lady.
Oh,
Oh, have you seen her? She's like thin now.
yeah, she lost a lot of weight now.
That doesn't mean she doesn't have a belly apron from the loose skin.
That's
Right.
true. That's a fair point. All right, we'll go with her, Rebel Wilson, with the belly flap, and then we need just one more.
Oh, Ozempic.
What's Ozempic? It's a song. Well,
No,
Rihanna, maybe. I don't know.
you don't know what Ozempic is, Boz?
What?
It's a drug that a lot of people here in the U.S. are using to lose weight. So what it
Oh,
does is it kind of
I don't
cuts your
think I
appetite
saw
down.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Megan Trainor. Who? Oh, yeah, I heard of her, but I
She's
don't think I know
annoying.
what she looks like.
But
Not
okay,
Meghan Markle. I would kill Meghan Markle, that's for sure. That's easy.
kill Lizzo because she's mean to her dancers, and she showed her butt at a basketball game in front of children. And then okay, I would marry Rebel Wilson and fuck who's the last one?
Megan Trainer.
Meg. Oh, yeah, I'd fuck Megan Trainor. She's really
I
annoying.
gotta
I'd rather
Google
marry
her.
her. I don't give a shit about the apron as long as you're nice.
Megan Trainor. She's a singer songwriter, all right? Well, yeah,
Yeah, she's a blonde, Boz. You actually might like Megan Trainer. She might be right up your alley.
why? Because she's a blonde. I'm not really that much into blondes.
I think she's kind of got like Katie Cuoco vibes or whatever. Like she could
Yeah.
kind of. I mean,
Yeah, she's kind of, how do you say, well-fed type, like
oh yeah, she's corn fed. That's for sure.
corn-fed. Yeah,
You got a nice ass.
yeah. Oh, Matteo, he's a fan of yours. Okay, this is
I'm not quite a BBW, but I'm nice and chunky.
a buddy of mine. He gets a little silly. He's from Croatia.
Voluptuous. That would be the proper term.
So we had Lizzo and Megan Trainor, and who else was it?
Rebel Wilson.
Oh, Rebel. Well, I don't. I mean, Lizzo is just too big. Sorry, You gotta go, baby.
She's not
And
a good person either. She's a bad person. I don't care how big you are, but if you're a bad person, you gotta go.
so I would probably. I don't know. Maybe I would marry. No, I would marry Rebel Wilson. Yeah, and fuck Megan. Yeah. Hmm.
I think the
Uh,
thicker people are more fun to cuddle with, to be honest.
What's that?
I mean, I know that for skinny people like to cuddle with me because I'm thicker, but when you kind of want to cuddle something thicker.
Yeah. When I lost weight, I always feel like that. When I start working out, like now, and I start to lose weight, I kind of feel like I'm losing some of that feel, kind of coziness inside me, cozy feeling. Yeah, that's for
no,
sure.
I totally get it. It's like, do you want to hang on to a stick or do you want to have something to kind of grab onto? And no, I like curves. That's what Paul likes. Little curve action.
Yeah, I always
So that
start.
means when I have to off Megan Trainer, and I'm probably just gonna poison her. So that's how we're gonna get rid of her. And then, yeah, probably Rebel Wilson. I would have to marry because at least she's funny and stuff. So,
Yeah,
and then the other one was Megan Trainer. Yeah, she just seems like annoying, like a definite one night stand type deal, and then you just get sick of her, and then you never have to deal with her again. So
Wait,
yeah,
are
that
you,
was kind of
which
easy.
one are you killing, Lizzo?
What's that?
Which one are you killing, Lizzo or Megan?
Lizzo, I'm poisoning her, to be specific.
yeah, she
Well, she
doesn't look
likes
very.
food, so that would be easy.
Yeah, I mean, how
Oh,
can a woman like that
I
be
like food
such a?
too. Ain't no hate there.
Usually people are really like her, really overweight. They are nice because they have been subjected to, like, like making fun of being made fun of in their life. So they, but yeah, that's weird.
that is true. There's also the fact that some of them are so super professional that they take everything way too seriously, and
That
then they try
yeah.
and become perfectionists and push everybody to extreme levels. So they get very toxic.
Who's that?
Me,
That's you when you were how old?
17.
Oh, you were like a dancer, ballerina.
Yeah, I was a ballerina. And then
Can you still get on your toes, Kay?
I can probably still stand on them. I'm still really flexible. Like it never went away. I still like put my leg up on the refrigerator when I'm in between doing dishes, stretch.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you are tall, so it's easier. Yeah, damn, you're rolling. She was like gonna be a ballerina as well, I think. Yeah,
Here's me. Here's how flexible I am. This was just last year.
wow. You could have been like a kung fu, a fighter, one of those Chinese,
Fighting.
Jesus.
high kick. She could have, achieved the highest kick, I'm sure. Highest kind of kick.
Probably get her leg over her head just with one swift kick.
Yeah.
Do you have like any karate skills, Kay?
I used to take kickboxing, and I was really good at it.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I would like to do, but here it's not that many good gyms for kickboxing. That's why it was so flexible. Yeah, a nice. Yeah, whatever. Sorry. Oh, Mike. Hey, how are you, buddy? Yeah, it's all right. You can call me boss. I'm back. Or Slaven goes nice.
Excuse me.
Just goes back. Got back from the gym. Yeah, I was on Thursday. I went to the gym last time.
Yeah, I still got to hit the gym up today. I didn't go yesterday because I went 3 days prior, so I've already lost like 3 pounds. So we're
Yeah,
making things happen over here.
I lost like 15 pounds since I started in September. Actually, yeah.
I gained 20 pounds last year from streaming and drinking alcohol.
Right. I
But at
mean,
least my ass is nice and thick.
but who was the first one to like have you on their stream? Was it Dan or Joey? Who was first?
Dan,
Dan, yeah.
Margie's the one who had me go on there because I've been friends with Margie longer than the streams.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I met her in 2020. We went shopping and sniffed fragrances together, went to Frederick Mall. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So how did you get into like FragCom, Kay? Like what? How did you just like cross over?
Well, I got cheated on, and then I wanted to feel better, so I started buying perfumes to like smell good and feel better and give myself confidence. And then I just got obsessed with the different smells. And then I got obsessed with Fragrantica.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you there. That's kind of similar thing happened to me. I was just like, okay, I'm getting back in the dating game, and then I started looking up fragrances online. Like, what should I get? I had no clue what was out there, and then FragCom just sucked me right in, and it was all downhill from there.
Too much Jeremy, I bet. This will help you get laid. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I watched like a ton of people. I mean, I'm pretty analytical, so I just like I would probably watch like 10, 15 people all reviewing the same fragrance or stuff like that. So I don't know. And then I just like bought a few, and then it's like you get kind of addicted to the smells. Like, oh, this smells good. And then there's people talking about it. So that kind of just reinforces the buying patterns you get. And everybody gets excited when you get a new fragrance. So it just kind of get those endorphins going when you purchase even more.
Yeah, it is. It's funny, but it's true. Like in 2020, I started right after the first pandemic was over. Like I started buying not just fragrances, but other things like sneakers and you name it. Because when that happened, I was everybody was pretty down, and then the stores were closed for like a month. They opened again here in April, late April. Then I was like, just got this like really urge to buy things, and then I started really buying fragrances for the first time, like several in 1 year. I never bought more than one a year before, one per year only. You imagine that?
Oh yeah, I can totally imagine that. It was just like I probably hadn't bought any in probably like over 10 years, I think, and then all of a sudden I'm getting several every month and
yeah,
going to stores on for rack store hunts and stuff. And
yeah, but 21 was my first real like how do you say super buying year for fragrances. I mean, I would buy like two a month at least, 2, 3. I don't know, per month. That was the first time. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So were you guys like always in the hobbies then, like growing up and everything?
What my hobbies were, you mean?
Yeah, like growing up when you were a kid or anything, did you have hobbies too?
Well, of course, I love to, yeah, you name it. I love to read. That's a little strange for a boy of like, 10, 12 years. But yeah, I did love to read and write. I mean, like, you know, how it's hard to explain. I would like make up stuff, like these, countries, heroes, whatever, you name it. Just like Tolkien or somebody, or R. R. Martin. So that's what I did. Of course, music, I love music always, my whole life. But I didn't learn to play guitar until I came here when I was 16. Yeah. My father played some guitar, but he never like had time to teach me. He knew the chords anyway. So yeah.
What about you, Kay? Did you have any hobbies growing up?
Well, I was a dancer, and I like to read books. I worked in 2 different libraries, and then I was the publicist of the high school library club. And yeah, I was really nerdy. I had straight A's and everything. But no hobbies. I liked collecting rocks, and I didn't start my hobbies until I became an adult. And perfume and dolls are pretty much that.
Yeah. So you were in perfume. I like to throw my own javelins. That was my sport when I was a kid. I would, like go find some like let's say a piece of a wood tree, whatever, sharpen it, and then my brother and I would like throw compete in throwing javelins and stuff. Yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
that's a different one you don't hear too much about.
yeah, because we lived near a field. We first were in a building in a town, but then we moved like more to the outskirts, and there was a lot of nature around. So yeah, that's when that hobby started. In 1984, I never read that one. I would want to, but I never. I know there's been a movie and yeah, song by David Bowie. And, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I want to say growing up, when I was a little kid, I was into all kinds of stuff like baseball cards. I did collect rocks for a little bit. I did like rock club at school. I read a lot. Like I always loved going to the library. That was always a fun time in elementary school. What else did I do? Played like a lot of sports and stuff. So yeah,
So we
pretty active
all
kid.
we all like to read. That's what we have in common. I love the Greek mythology, for instance. Yeah, also. Mm.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that kind of sucks about the internet, though, is like I go on the internet so much more because it's like crack now, and then I don't read hardly anything. I'll read articles here and there, but God, it's been such a while since I've like read a decent book. So thanks to the internet, but
These are the books I read, doll books on identification and values.
Right. Have you read House of Dolls? That's a play, I believe, by Henrik Ibsen. He's from here, great writer from Norway. Dollhouse, I think that's the name of his most famous work. But it's got nothing with dolls really to do. It's like a metaphor, that title.
What
Yeah.
do native Norwegian people look like? Like, what color is their hair?
They are blonde, blonde, tall. Yeah.
19% Norwegian. So I'm wondering if that's where I get my paleness.
Yeah, they are mostly pale. Some are sunburned, because many of them love to be out in the nature a lot. But yeah, there are quite many that are pale, and yeah, some have dark hair, but not that many. Empire of the Summer Moon is an excellent. I never heard of it. Thanks, Mike. Yeah,
yeah, what's Empire of the Summer Moon about, Mike?
that sounds very like a full. How to say fantasy, like a great fantasy book. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say the last book I read was probably a biography of Steve Jobs. So that was pretty interesting. How talked about how he was adopted and growing up his parents probably boosted his self-confidence too much. And so he kind of thought of himself very highly, but it was interesting because he was like a total hippie and stuff. And like he wouldn't wear deodorant, and he had these like weird dieting habits where he would, I don't want to only eat like vegetables and nuts for a while. He thought it cleaned his system, like he couldn't eat meat and stuff. So kind of an awkward just person or whatever, but just really driven. And it was just kind of interesting how the fact that he didn't really have this vision of creating a computer company. It just kind of evolved through like working with people and like dealing with computers. So kind of fascinating just for a different personality.
Yeah, I was like, I saw the movie about him, and I have kind of read about his life, and yeah, he was never like a computer geek, or it was Steve Wozniak that was the guy that, yeah, right, the
Right.
the 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 technical part of that partnership, yeah. But he was like, the guy who knew how to get a message across, to put it way, Steve Jobs, yeah. It traced the rise and fall of the Comanche tribe in Texas, which was a powerful, really great. I love reading about the Indians or Native Americans. Yeah. Last book that I read, which one was it? A real book. I think probably it was a book from like down there. I think a Croatian writer who it's like a funny story about this family. They live kind of really secluded, but they are just, a father and four sons because the mother died like before, like way back. So it's a funny, kind of funny actually tale. Hello, Mr. Bo. Hello, Andy. How nice to see you, my friend. Yeah. Anyway, when I was, I read a lot until in my teens also, but later on, I then started writing a little myself, and then that's weird. I stopped reading for a long time. I don't know why. I just couldn't read books anymore. I had no need or interest.
Yeah, it's something I want to get back into. Like I always used to go to like there's a store here called Half Price Books. So they just have any used book
Yeah.
imaginable, and they have like a clearance section, and you can get like a hardcover book for $2 or $3. So I would just always stock up on those. So I literally have like several bins of those, which they're all unread still. So I have to get into that sometime.
Yeah, it's like the romance of it, just having not using the internet, or anything, just holding a book in your hand, right, and reading,
Yeah,
feeling
like the
that.
smell of it and
Yeah,
everything, which there's actually, I don't know if there's like some niche fragrances out there that actually smell like old books. It's
mm,
kind of cool. So I actually just
great.
I
That's
have one. I actually just sampled.
Byzantine
That was kind of
Library.
nice.
Byzantine Library. I know that's one. I can't remember who it's by. But I smelled it and I was like, whoa, this is weird. It smells like a library.
Yeah, I'll have to go find the name or whatever. But
just a minute.
yeah, it
Yeah,
just smells like opening a book, but it's kind of like got a little sweet tone to it too. So, but it's got that nice little kind of like rustic feel to it.
and everybody, please like the stream. I'm gonna send a message to Yoshi. I don't know where he is. He was gonna because he was kind of sad that he missed my last stream, and now he's missing this one.
I
That's weird.
dropped a link for it in the chat, so he should see it.
Yeah, yeah. So I've been thinking now recently a lot about this stuff in Fracom. When it comes to shilling, and shills, and yeah, I want to hear your opinion on this, like because. For instance, you got these people like Demi, for instance, even though I liked her, but you see her, first she was talking almost only about Parfums de Marly, right? Then it was Sergio for a long time, then it was Montal, So it's, kind of, suspicious, It's like you can almost see that they were paying her, those companies to, just talk about their fragrances. So, tell me, what do you think about that?
Um, I think the way I approach it is kind of like what I alluded to before when I said I just got first into Fraycom, which is if I buy something, I try and find as many reviews on it as possible. Um, and
Yeah,
then I can kind of gauge by everybody's reaction and what they say. If I'll like it, I get a pretty good idea. So I think if you just follow like one person, especially like that, you're there's a good chance you can be misled.
yeah,
So one of those things where you have to get as much information as possible and kind of know what you like too. But I mean, how can you really tell if, she might genuinely like the fragrance and everything, but you don't, maybe she's getting a check, but I mean, if she still likes it, she likes it, it's all subjective.
yeah. I mean,
So,
I'm not saying she's not. She's just taking the money to, of course. Who want to have like 20, 30 fragrances they don't like at home? I mean, from one company anyway. Yeah, but
but I mean, it's like, I've used like some of her reviews to kind of gauge if I would like something. And I don't know, I would say hers aren't that informative, but I will
mhm.
say that I mean, a lot of people aren't like me. Some, maybe young kid will be like, oh, she's hot. She knows what she's talking
Yeah,
about. So if I buy
yeah,
that, then all hot girls are going to come after me or take interest in me. And no, most likely not, because it's all based on like your personality and confidence more than it is the fragrance. So
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, of course. I mean, as I said, I have nothing against them, but I just think that people should know like this before they start really taking these people like their advice, and of course you have the option to try everything first, but like in some countries like mine, for instance, it's sometimes hard to find certain fragrances in a shop. And if you go online, sometimes you try to. This is what happened to me, for instance, with Argos. I tried to order a sample set. It came back, sorry, we can't deliver it. And that's all. Like, there was no other
real.
explanation. So, yeah, I was forced to blind buy one of the fragrances first, which was Adonis Awakens. Fortunately, I did like it, but I had to blind buy it, and then I got a couple more samples with it. So yeah, I mean, that's why people, so in these countries, for it, especially like that are not that how to say stocked, with perfumes, they really use these channels as a guide, really seriously, And Jeremy, of course, as this guy, this gentleman says, that was my first like guide. And because I saw he had like over 1 million subscribers, and you think, yeah, he's gonna be good, he's gonna be very good because he has 1 million. But no, it doesn't mean that actually. Then you find out, no, it's not that after all. Just because he looks good, he has that image very, neat and clean and stuff, whatever, well dressed. So yeah. And here is something very interesting. Curly's demographic is young, unmarried men who like the idea of getting complimented from women through wearing clothes. Yeah. Can't knock her hustle though. It's a blueprint that works. Of course. And she's now, because of that, she lives in Dubai. She has priced her first fragrance at $250.
Yeah, I can't knock her at all. I mean, she is an entrepreneur. She did start an app. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Sniff. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard it's gotten like a lot of great reviews and everything. I guess it's
Oh
kind of like
yeah.
something.
Oh,
So
that's Demi, isn't that Demi? She has
yeah.
sniff. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I
I
mean,
don't know. Yeah,
I respect what they do and everything. I don't think they're exactly shills. I don't think that's the correct term. I would just say they're good marketers. And I think if you're smart, then you have to do your research. I think that's it. To me, it all comes down to the consumer. I think the onus is on you, and you got to put the effort in if you want to get the results out of it. So
yeah, yeah. It's like your responsibility ultimately. You can't blame it to anybody. And yeah, Miami is definitely the U.S. capital of fragrances, obviously of fragrance. I mean, you know how many live there and come from Miami. Of all these, people who have big channels here. Yeah,
Oh, Miami is becoming kind of like the place for content
yeah,
creators.
yeah. Like Las
Like,
Vegas is for boxing now, let's say, or entertainment. That's Miami for fragrance world. Yeah, or Fragcom anyway. I've downloaded the app Sniff, so just so I can look in my. All right. Yeah, these people are making this, turning this into their livelihood. Like Demi, you see with this app. I mean, because she knows this is not gonna last forever. I'm not gonna be young and beautiful, and hot forever, and then
yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I think after the looks kind of go, I think the natural transition would be to probably become more like a technical reviewer. Like you see, like a lot of the people we watch, like TLTG, and like the who else? Ross,
Yeah.
not Ross. The
Well,
guy
he
from
moved to. Is he in
kind of
Miami?
stuff.
He's in Florida, so I don't think he's in Miami. But anyway, it doesn't matter, Ross. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's like if she wanted to probably stay relevant, I would say she would probably have to take on like describing fragrances like by notes and everything. You know what I mean? Becoming just a more
Mm,
technical reviewer as you get older. I think that would kind of be the route to go to stay
yeah.
relevant in the industry.
You know what I don't. Well, now I'm talking not about just these influencers, but by people in general who have channels, but they aren't that famous. What I don't like is when people really take themselves so seriously just because they know a thing or two about fragrances. That's what goes on my nerves. That's what I have seen on certain streams. I'm not gonna say which, but I have seen people like, you know, suit and a tie, and like, yeah, yeah, I'm a big deal. I don't like that sort of behavior, but fair enough. It's their own choice. I mean, you are here to talk about perfumes for crying out loud. You're not gonna, you're not some business on Wall Street, big shot, something, or from NASA, or whatever, So, get yourself down on the ground, buddy. Yeah, that's my message.
Yeah, it's like there's definitely a couple. Like I would say Erica would probably be the one that to me is somewhat fraudulent. Granted, she just kind of got into it, but to me, it's just comes across as more image than substance at this point. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
me.
Maybe she'll change. We'll see.
I don't think so. I followed her for a while because I didn't know her really back then.
I respect her hustle though, man. The girl got with someone more older who has money and she's safe and secure, and then she fucking um infiltrated Franco.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
when I
yeah,
follow
you can't argue that. Her plan is working, so you got
when
to
I follow
credit.
her, yeah, on TikTok, for a while, and all her like how you say like those stories she would put out of her was always the same shit, like her smiling, like and talking about how why she only wants to date older guys, and oh man, I was like, come on, you are so ridiculous with that, posturing, like yeah. But that's she gets her own. I mean, she has succeeded. Let's put it away, in a way, because she is
Yeah,
not.
there's more than one way to succeed. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, because she doesn't have the expertise. She doesn't know that much about fragrances. So in let's say in hindsight to all that, she has done well for herself, mostly based on her looks and doing videos in a bikini and stuff on the beach, and yeah, with a friend also usually, or a couple of lady friends who also look good, very
She has a
attractive.
very pretty smile. I think that's what makes her so pretty is that
Yeah,
smile.
she does. And now I think she looks better with brown hair than actually with this hair that she
I
got
like
all.
the blonde better because I
uh,
don't know, not many people can pull off blonde hair.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
but
think it matters to me either way. I mean, yeah, she's good looking or whatever. I don't know, just not. I'm attracted to more like personality and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So, I
same.
mean, if you,
I wouldn't screw around with her. I think she's too snobby for my style.
yeah, you can
I
see
plus I like thicker women with butts.
when when she would come on dance streams, I could see she had like some kind of air of superiority about her. That's for sure. Yeah, like kind of. Yeah, You are all lucky to be watching me and stuff like that. Yeah.
do you get that same vibe, Kay, that Boz
Oh,
gets?
From
gladly.
who? What?
Erica
I
from
didn't hear
Erica.
you. I was zoning out for a second.
Oh, do you think? Do you get that like air or aura of superiority from
Oh
Erica?
yeah, oh yeah. She's been on TV, so now she thinks she's better than everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
no
I,
people
I
left
saw
it.
the TV clips and I was just like, yeah,
She was a
okay.
villain.
Yeah, it was like it seems like there's a lot that I think she's kind of cunning in a way where she thinks about what she's going to do and that's how she portrays herself. So you probably have to kind of watch out for people like that.
Hmm.
So I think it's all kind of
Girls
strategic.
that, the girls that date guys over 50, it's not because of their fucking looks. It's
No.
literally because they're secure and they have money. I'm not fucking stupid.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean some women just find that more attractive though. They're just more attracted to that period, are they not?
Every woman wants to feel like they don't have to worry about their home life. Like they want to be secure. Like they want you to have a
Yeah.
dental plan.
Yeah. Do you think she has like daddy issues or something like that?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably. I would say. I mean, I haven't heard her mention. I've seen her like with her mother once or something. She was talking about her mother, but never about her father. So probably she's a divorced child. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. 16 people online. It was 19 just for a few seconds ago. Now it's 17. All right. Nice.
All right,
Like
we're
the
getting a
stream.
crowd going here.
Hey, how are you, Mike? What's up, bro?
What's up, brother? Can you hear me, man?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, Mike?
Oh, chilling, man, chilling. I've been loving your streams, boss, and I haven't even really been going on too many live streams these days, but
Thanks.
I like what you've been doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Ralph.
Kay,
Who is
th-
Ralph?
this might be I think this is the first time we've ever shared a stream, Kay, but I absolutely love when you rap. It literally brings joy to my heart. It is so incredibly ratchet, but I find it so funny. So,
Yeah,
which is
that's
like,
why I do it because I'm a little white girl with glasses and it's
yeah.
funny.
Exactly. It's like you would not think like the straight A librarian would come through and then spit some stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, but I'm here for a few minutes, Boz. Do your thing, brother. I'm not gonna take over your stream. If I have something
No,
to add,
no,
I'll add.
you are welcome to take over if you want. Well, anyway, yeah. Just
We were playing Fuck Mary Kill earlier, so Boz, you want to go?
yeah. Am I gonna choose? All right. If I have to choose, who would I choose? I'm gonna have some really hot babes. Let's see. Well, we already did Megan Fox, so I can't choose her. But somebody younger, maybe. Let's see.
Old Megan
Can
Fox.
you put Shakira on your list, please?
Oh, I think we did her already. But all right, Shakira is number one. Then
Jessica
trying.
Alba's on there.
Yeah, I like Jessica. All right, Jessica
She's
Alba
hot.
and
She's probably the prettiest woman in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
beautiful. Yeah.
with like even without makeup, it would give that feeling.
Stunning.
Yeah.
And Alexandra Daddario. You know her.
Who's that?
Alexandra Daddario. She was in Baywatch, the movie, you know. That with the really
Oh yeah, with the blue eyes. Oh my fucking
Yeah.
god! And the big titties, man, and running down the beach. I'm like, holy fuck!
yeah,
I'm gonna have
she's
to look her up.
Hey, where's Mike? What? Paul? Hello.
Oh, I said I just have to look her up real quick.
All
That's
right.
all.
You'll like what you see. I promise.
I am lost.
Oh, her? Okay. Yeah, I've seen her before. I didn't know her by name.
She's really gorgeous.
But it's just if you can't forget those blue eyes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I would-
Well, I'll start off then, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see. I think for one night I'm gonna go Daddario, and I'm going to marry Shakira for the fact, again, I've heard her. She's got a high IQ, and she also. I heard a story about her that she went to UCLA when she was famous. She would go to class in just like a cap and try to conceal herself. And she would take like history courses and stuff to try to get her degree. And she didn't want any press or anything or the paparazzi to know. She just wanted to go there and learn. So I thought that was like super hot. So that is why I would marry her. And who is the other option again to kill?
Who was it?
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba. Yeah.
Stop killing you, Jessica Alba. Oh, well, I know you guys like her, so that'll make it different. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna kill Shakira because she did something bad with her taxes. So
Yeah.
bye bye, and you're old. And then Jessica Alba, I would
How
marry.
dare you?
And then who's the
Ages
other
and-
one? Who's the other one?
Alexandra Daddario.
Oh no, I don't know. I would wait. So kill Shakira, fuck Jessica Alba, marry Alessandra, so I can see them blue eyes every night before.
Yeah, I would say the same. I would kill Shakira. I don't like her now. In recent years, she has shown herself like kind of, I don't know, just not very sympathetic. And I would probably, fuck Jessica Alba and marry Alexandra. Yeah, because even though Jessica, I always was kind of very fond of her, but now, she's a little, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to say older, but she has changed a little bit.
Shoulder. The coochie starts to wrinkle after time.
Even though Alexandra herself is not that much younger, she looks younger than she is, but she's like 38 or something now.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's
She's
hot.
really that old?
Yeah, she's like born in 86, so yeah, she's like 5 years younger than Jessica, I believe. Yeah, something like that. So anyway,
I would have thought like maybe early 30s or something.
Yeah, she looks really young. I mean, for 38, let's say younger. Anyway, 38 is not that old, but it's not like peak age anyway. Yeah. You'll be old one day too, says Kate.
I like
Maybe.
being young. I'm going to Coachella because I'm 29 and I wanted to do it before I'm 30. So I'm like,
Mike
I was
is
saying.
back. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah. So I was using my phone like impromptu,
Alright.
but I'm not used to being on StreamYard with the phone, so I went ahead and just connected my microphone and then got on
Mm,
laptop. It's a little bit easier. I feel like
right.
I was trying to see the comments and it just made it kind of hard.
So, who would you marry, kill, and fuck here?
Who me? Who me?
Yeah,
Well, hypothetically, because I am married, but
yeah.
okay. In like, who am I marrying, killing, and fucking in the fragrance community, or just in life?
No, in
Oh,
this
he has 3 picks. Shakira, Jessica Alba, and
Alexandra
Alexandria Delara.
Dario. You
Okay, so I
can
don't know who Alexandria Desario is, so I'll kill
Just
her.
look her up.
she's
Look her
Just
up.
off
She's
the rip.
gorgeous.
she was in the Baywatch movie and what others?
She was in Percy Jackson, the original
Yeah,
one. My little
yeah.
tiny
Oh, no.
bisexual self was caught between the guy that plays Percy and then Alessandria. Like, they're both so hot.
So I'll go.
And
I'll kill Alexandria. Marry
wow.
Alba.
No.
Marry Alba and
Right.
F Shakira, because you know
Shakira.
the hips don't lie.
Exactly.
Hips don't lie, bro. She got me through puberty, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
She got me through.
Don't talk
she-
about
she
my
was-
wife that way. Come on.
bro. When she was rolling around, bro, it was too much, man. Sensory, you know, getting ready for school and seeing her rolling around in the mud. Yeah, that was a lot, you know, in junior high, high
Yeah.
school.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that. I was like 23, I think, or something. Yeah. I'm like
Hey, Boz.
1 year. Yeah.
Brother, you need to check out my channel sometime.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
mean it in a conceited, snobby way, because I know you understand a lot of people in the fragrance community.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna.
Especially on the reviewer side. Yeah, I'm not saying watch every video and comment, but yeah, at least check it out sometime, brother.
Yeah, sure. I'll get to it. Sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Forget. Yes, so I'm gonna write it down now to check out.
No, you don't. Just whenever, you know what I mean. So I haven't made any content in like 3 months, so it's not like I'm constantly uploading. But I did go to the park yesterday, and I recorded something, and it was the first time I've ever recorded something outdoors. So that was a different type of video for me. It was nice, man, getting out there, and not because I just normally record like where I'm at right now, but yeah, it was nice mixing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to stream. Like when I'm just now on Tuesday, I was gonna onto this big central station, and then
Yeah.
there was some bullshit with the traffic. And I had to wait for a long time, and I just sat down on this, bench, and then started streaming on Instagram. That was fun.
So yeah, when you said you were going to retire and walk away from the community and not stream anymore, I kind of knew you were going to be back. I was like, well, I guess he's just getting burnt out, but
Yeah,
I
that
mean-
was just how I was feeling back then. Like I was sick
Mhm.
and tired of these certain people, and
yeah,
yeah.
understandable, especially if you're because you've been live streaming quite a bit, and I noticed that I've been kind of, I guess you could say, in the fragrance community since. Like I was watching before the pandemic started, but I didn't create a channel until the pandemic started. And then when the live streams came about, you see people popping up and doing the live streams, and then they kind of disappear, and then someone else kind of takes their place and starts live streaming, and then they stop. It's just different pockets of people. Although some people, as you know, Kay's aware, like people like Joey, they've been consistently streaming the whole entire time, even before the pandemic. So there's some people that are just built different.
I just wonder where do they get like the how to say creativity. I sometimes struggle especially when I was on my own, like alone in the stream. I would like after a while I'll go like, all right, what do I talk about now? Like stuff. Hey Fernando, hola, amigo.
Well, some people they're just like I said, they're built different. Like some people are just made to entertain. Some people, other people, they like putting on a character and being somebody else that they're not in their walking, living life. And when they go online, they can be someone totally different.
Yeah.
So I mean, people do it for different reasons.
Right,
Other people do it straight for monetary reasons.
Somebody else.
I do it because I have no social life.
Hello, welcome.
Hey, what's good?
Yeah. What's up?
Boz, what's happening?
Hey, not just having fun, chilling on Saturday. Yeah. What's up?
What's happening, man? What's up, Ice, man? I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. How you been, man?
I'm good, man. Life is good. I can't complain. Busy with work, family. since around November. Got back into the gym pretty heavily. I made my first video that I made here in like 3 months. So, I mean, life is good, you know, in all aspects, spiritually, mentally, physically. So yeah, I'm in a good place to pop back in and make a few videos and kick it on the live stream. So yeah, I can't complain, man.
That's
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. I'm glad you're doing well, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, man, y'all were cracking me up. I can't. So I wasn't really tuned in to too many of the live streams, in all honesty, man. And then I popped back into Joey's live stream yesterday, and in 2 days in a row, I kind of like popped in, and I'm like, damn, there's some shenanigans over here on this side. I saw you getting into it with some old boy. That shit was cracking me up though. But for me, what's kind of difficult to decipher is what's a bit and then what's like real life, because some of that shit I'm like, homeboy's acting kind of foul. He's acting really out of pocket right now. But I mean, I guess it all comes with the territory for these live streams.
Yeah, well, I always say some people, they bring racism and scrutiny to the internet, and I'm not having that, you know. And Joey's a cool dude, so he's always looked out for me. So I'm gonna do the same for him. So when people hit his panel, it's like people hit his panel, and I know what their intentions is to eliminate his channel. So I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying to, like, this is the fragrance community, man. Like, we ain't supposed to be going back and forth. It's about liquid at the end of the day, which is crazy to me. You know, but YouTube has literally become the insane asylum for people, bro.
It's true, man. That's true. Like, I noticed. So the thing, I think one of the appeals about Joey's streaming talents, abilities, and his magnetism of just bringing people together is of course he is a fragrance enthusiast or whatever, but he has this ability to just draw people together and get people, you know, like you said, mutants, people that are kind of like on the outskirts, and then they can come and just kind of be themselves. But for some reason, like, seeing people just having fun triggers other people, and they just can't allow it. They have to come in, and then, you know, they go like in Tropic Thunder, they say you never go full retard. You know, they just go in there and then they act and they say the most wild shit. And it's like, damn, man, like, why they must be really unhappy with themselves, or like you said, they just want to see him fail because he's doing good. It's a wild concept.
Yeah, but you know, you see people, these people, they would never say or do the things that they do on the internet in real life. They would never do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because you can be held accountable in real life. On the internet, it's just, you know, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Whether that's you getting locked up or somebody taking you out, you know, permanently. So yeah, they would never do it in real life.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up, Montrese, if you don't mind me asking?
I grew up in Ohio.
Ohio? Okay. Cleveland or?
Toledo.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for sure. Boz, you're all the way on the other side of the world, right?
Yeah. Norway.
You ever been in the States?
No. I have a cousin who's been there, but not me. Yeah.
Would you like to?
Well, I have some relatives, like second cousin, something in Arizona, near Phoenix, I think it was. Yeah. I would like to, just, you know, for the sake of seeing how
saying you've been there,
like just to see this, you know, all that stuff, you know, that I keep watching about, of course, on TV. So, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing with America. It's like every state is completely different. The culture. If you go to the West Coast, it's going to be completely different than you go to the East Coast, or the South, or the Midwest. But I mean, for the most part, people are people. Everyone just wants to be loved. You know what I mean? Everybody just wants to make money. You know, live their life.
Everybody wants to rule the world. You know that song? Everybody wants to rule. It's an old song, 80s.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Me personally, man, I come from very humble beginnings. So for me personally, man, just the fact that I'm even a homeowner, bro, I feel like I like cracked the code, you know, that I was able to just get out of like East Houston where there wasn't much opportunity. And I knew that growing up, and then come out to Austin where there was a lot going on. and then kind of make something of myself, man. It took some time, but I did it, man. So that, for the most part, I'm happy. You know what I mean? For the most part, I'm happy. So it's a foreign concept just to hate somebody or want something bad to happen to somebody.
No, that's you know, my cousin is he's on a whole nother side of YouTube, but he's like he was kind of had an argument with somebody because politics. That's why I don't like talking about that. But he was like, man, they need to bring back lobotomies. And I thought that was a crazy ass statement, but I understood why he said that. Like, I completely understood why he said that, because he's like, man, some people need lobotomies, man.
Their frontal lobes ain't working. He wants the Shutter Island treatment, huh? Damn.
Yeah, man. Some people
that's
need
wild.
Yeah. Some people should not talk about politics because they are just not qualified.
Yeah.
Because if you can't have a mature conversation about it and you get in your feelings about it, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they get in their feelings, like you tell them you Democrat or you tell them you Republican, they just get all upset. And it's like, that's crazy.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's no, at least in America, Boz, there is no middle ground, man. It's either you're like all the way left with it or all the way right with it. You can't be like a moderate. And like the good thing about America, at least in my opinion, I'm not going to touch too heavy on politics, but the good thing about America that it's always been, you can at least express your opinion and not get killed for it. Like other countries, you can't necessarily express your opinion.
Well, North Korea, for instance.
Yeah. They talk about lobotomies. What I think is in order to serve in politics or to be in those type of positions, you should get a CAT scan and make sure that your frontal lobe is lighting up and working correctly, because there are a lot of psychopaths, like sociopaths, that take those type of positions and they're never gonna serve anybody else but themselves. So
it's politics. I mean, it's hard.
It's a fucking mess. Yeah, America's into some shit.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I know whenever I have family in Bosnia as well, where I come from, relatives, and I had a cousin of mine, here on a visit. Whenever we would talk about politics, and he's kind of a hothead as well, so that we would always end up arguing. So I was like, I just stopped, talking about it. So because you cannot see eye to eye. Because I almost, let's say, I didn't grow up here, but I came here when I was very young. I was still in my I was 15, and then. He grew up down there after the war and all that shit, the poverty, everything, and, those people have a tendency, down there, especially, let's say in the Balkans, to look at things only like their own way. Like they don't care if they are wrong. They think they are right. It's like this, always, no, my way is the only right way. So.
You're only going to graduate to a certain level of life. You're only going to evolve to a certain level if you lack the ability for insight to see outside of your own perspective, to see how your actions affect other people. So that's always going to be the way it is. But most people, and that's the thing with arguing, most people aren't listening to the other person. They're just waiting for their opportunity to start speaking back.
Yeah, they are not interested in listening to you. They pretend like they are, but they are just waiting for you to finish. Are you true? All right, now I talk. Like that's the way.
I don't think Kay was. I don't think Kay was feeling this conversation, bro.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
It's a lot of conversations that she don't be feeling, but yeah, man, when somebody's talking, if you ain't listening, you're not gonna catch that thing that you might want to hear from that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and they just sit there and wait, but it's like, bro, like he probably didn't say 3 things that you agree with, but you're so fucking animated with how you are. Yeah. You're so upset that, you know what I'm saying? Like you're so upset that you can't even hear it.
and you can't find any common ground. And that's the thing. Like you said, he might say a couple of things. You might agree with 95% of what that person's saying, but there might be 5% there where you're like, okay, I can see your perspective. You're not going to change my mind. A lot of times in arguments, you're not going to change somebody's mind. You can just get them to like see your perspective. But what are the chances they're actually going to change their whole worldview and perspective on things, especially once you get 30 years old? Most of your worldviews are pretty much cemented. It's going to take something pretty drastic for you to switch up and change exactly like how you're living.
Yeah, you have to listen, man. And people, they don't want to listen to nobody anymore. So I don't like talking politics. I don't like talking race because I know where that's gonna go. So I just don't talk about certain topics. But again, like to me, this is the fragrance community. So that's the number one thing I like talking about. When people try to throw in the politics, they're trying to start an argument. Most people, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to argue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like deep conversations. I know a lot of people, man. Like I always respect the house rules. So if I'm on someone's live stream, whatever the rules is on their platform in their house, I 100% respect it. I haven't done too many live streams on my channel, just a couple. Montrese, come by sometimes, man. I'm so random, but yeah, you're always welcome, brother.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, no, everybody's welcome, and I don't care what anybody talks about. Like the trolls are welcome, but like I don't really have too many rules as it relates to that. Just like, you know what I mean? There's certain things everybody understands you don't talk about, you don't bring up. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think people tend to get scared to talk about that stuff because, you know, if you're told something that affects your worldview, it makes people angry. You know, they experience like cognitive dissonance. They don't know what to do with the information that you just presented to them. So, and then other people, they want to risk avert. I mean, they got channels, they're monetized. They're like, bro, don't bring this over here. You're gonna mess up my stream of income, or you're gonna get my channel flag. So, yeah.
Yeah, nothing worse than people bringing their shit to your, to somebody else's channel, like,
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, can you put? All right, Smil, can you put your channel in the back chat so I can subscribe, man?
Okay. Yeah, let me do that. Let me figure out. Despite having a channel, I'm not as like savvy as you might think with this stuff. Let me see if I could find it. You're talking about just put it in the chat?
Back chat, yeah, man. Because I've been trying to subscribe to you for a minute.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's crazy, chat. Bro. You should just reached out to me.
Oh, hello, Dwayne.
Ross, I think this is it.
That was a long time ago. How old are you, Dwayne? Even I was a kid back then. Yeah, he looked like a pretty nice guy, I guess. Ross
I just did that. Ross Perot? Yeah, I think that's a little before my time. Didn't he I don't know. That's that. Yeah, we can say we're not gonna talk politics and start talking politics. What I will say about the community though, and something my wife had mentioned, because I've been doing this now on and off, mostly on, I would say, but I've had some hiatuses. But even with the fragrance community, and it started off like because I started on like the first stream I'd ever been on was Dan's stream, and then I was actually his first guest ever.
Really?
Yeah. And then me and Dan, we had, me and Dan don't see eye to eye on things. Yeah. But the reason I say that is because my wife was like, over the past couple of years, she's like, bro, like people in the fragrance community seem really sensitive. Like, how come y'all are always like fighting with each other? It seems like she says y'all act like a bunch of females over there. I'm like, I can't lie. I can't deny what you're saying, but I think people in general, you know what I mean? We create problems. If we don't have any problems, we'll create problems. It's just the nature. That's just the nature of humanity, and people find it entertaining. And like I said, I don't shy away from the drama. I don't necessarily look for it, but I mean, you know what I mean? I'm with the shits if someone wants to bring it, but I personally find it entertaining up to a point to where I can't tell if it's like real or not anymore, because people do get offended.
You know what they call that?
What's that?
So I come from another side of YouTube. So, and I say it, the other side of YouTube I come from is videos of me beating the shit out of people, and I don't care about the shit being online. I don't care. So me being on the jerks and all that, I be telling niggas like, well, people, my bad, boss. I don't care about being on the internet yelling or cussing somebody out. Because if you come at me crazy, I'm gonna give you the same energy. That's just how I am. But at the same
Yeah.
time, though, your wife or your girlfriend, you said she ain't. That's facts. They act like
Yeah.
females. I don't know what it is, but every little thing bothers them.
Yeah, that's the thing I noticed. That's the thing I noticed, and that's the reason why. And at this point, man, it's been a couple years. That's the reason why me and Dan don't see eye to eye. Because I was like, bro, I thought all this shit was like WWE. I just got here. You and Joey were going back at it. I thought this was like some WWE. Y'all were like playing with each other. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, bro, okay,
They
this is some other shit. You know what I mean? All right,
they,
I'm not
they
into that
call that
tribal. Yeah,
tribal chief stuff. Yeah, but they
yeah,
call that running plays, like, because there are people on the internet that they will talk behind the scenes and they
yeah,
were trying to come up with something to get views. They call that running a play. These people, a lot of them are running plays. They want views, and damn, I'm not getting the 200 people on my chat. So me and Justin or me and John are going to act crazy to get views.
yeah. And people will buy into it. It's like, and that's what I thought it was. I was like, all right, well, people, they're making like parody songs, and mind you, I'm not even big about like jaw jacking about this kind of stuff. This is literally the first time I've ever brought Daniel's name up on a live stream. So it's just I've taken in a lot since I've been part of this community, and not all of it was good, but most of it was good. I've made some real friendships out of it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you were once like when one of Dan's last streams, you were kind of complaining about Dan not looking at you like
Yeah,
like
well, he quote unquote blackballed me, but then he was like, "Oh
yeah.
yeah, you can come on my stream." It was like New Year's or something, and I was like, "Bro, I'm not your whore, bro. Like, you'd say I can come to your stream now. Now I'm gonna hop on like that. That ain't how this works. You know what I mean? I'll hop on your
Yeah,
stream when I'm ready
he
to hop
can
on.
be he
Yeah,
can be a little, I would say
yeah,
vengeful, or sometimes
yeah,
vindictive. Yeah, sometimes when you
yeah.
piss him
Like
off.
it ain't that serious to me, man. I got
Yeah,
and like I said, I come from very humble beginnings, man. I got a beautiful wife, nice house, a job with a pension. I could never, you know what I mean, tap into another fragrance live stream, and my life is totally fine. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
enjoy connecting with people, and I find like like you, Boz, you have your own unique personality. Montrese, even I mean, Dan has his like own thing. You know, everyone has their RXL has their own thing. Um, TLTG, Ross has his own. Everybody has their own thing, and I find that fascinating that everybody has like their own unique personality, and they're kind of tapping into that and exaggerating that, and then people watch it. So I really do find that fascinating.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as you do this for your own sake and not just to like shit on somebody or whatever. There are people who make streams, especially not so much videos, maybe, but streams just
Yeah,
to shit on people, and that I don't get. Like, where do you get all that? How do you say? Well, hate, but also engagement from to talk shit,
yeah,
because it takes a lot of energy and all that. I mean, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, like I can honestly say, hand to God, I haven't been on the jerks in months, man. I don't even know what they got going on over there. And it's like,
Well,
I'll look. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, it's creative, but most of the time, they're you know what I mean, just dick riding Ross. So it's like, all right, that's
Yeah,
yeah,
man. It's like
played
that's
out.
the main like that's the main person. I'm like, man, let that man breathe. Like, leave that man alone. That
yeah,
man ain't saying nothing to y'all.
Yeah,
But people have told me like, man, you're on the jerks. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I'm not even gonna bother to look. I don't care.
yeah.
yeah,
It's that old school. It's that like old phrase. What they eat doesn't make me shit. So it's like,
Right.
yeah.
I don't care
It's
what they got going on.
it's pretty childish. I mean,
Yeah.
after all, most of that is rather kind of
But I mean, it's
juvenile.
it's
Yeah,
the internet, you know what I mean? And they're allowed to I guess express themselves how they want from their perspective. They see a lot
and
of quote unquote
yeah,
shilling. Yeah.
But it's just silly. When I made a video about Black Rose Zaharov, not that long ago, and I bought it. Of course, I bought it, and they also put me there, and with the title, he took the money, like, oh yeah, really.
Like,
I would,
what money?
I would like to say, I wish I could get free balls, but I don't. All right, you idiots. I mean, like, come on, who am I?
And part of that is, and even if you did, you know what I mean? Who
Yeah.
cares? Who cares? Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I got this bottle for free. You know, I was blessed with this bottle. But people are like pocket watching, like, oh, is that going to be claimed on taxes or like some wild stuff, man? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they have to say something positive now. I don't know. I've been sent free bottles anytime that I've ever received something for free. I've stated that. And then I've made moves so that I wouldn't be called or accused of that from my own personal integrity. I would buy a second bottle and just out of my own money. That way I knew I could say whatever I wanted on those reviews. So, but I'm a nobody, man. I got like less than 2,000 subs. Like, you know what I mean? I upload maybe once a month. So
I don't even have 1,000. I don't even have 1,000. I'm even bigger than nobody.
But the people that are upset about people that are getting free bottles, why are you upset? What? It has nothing to do with you. You're gonna watch that person's channel anyway, just like they sit there and watch Ross and talk about him. He paid for subscribers, and then we have proof. Where's the proof? Like, people just have mental problems on this internet, and you got free bottles. So what? Are you upset because you didn't get a free bottle?
Yeah, it's jealousy. I mean, so what? A guy deserves. I mean, if you have been really active for a long time, you had your channel, you uploaded stuff all the time for years, you deserve a little bit, like a prize, let's say, or a reward for your work.
Bro, there aren't many perks to making these videos, and they are expensive. It's not sustainable to just constantly be buying cologne to review over the long term, not have any revenue coming back in. Like, these bottles are like $100 a pop. Like, and that's on like just for designer. That's not even the higher end stuff. So I don't know. I don't really care too much about that. I don't. And in terms of general with like the people, like I judge people based on like how I've interacted with them or how they've interacted with me. I don't even judge people based upon their interaction with someone else. Like, there's certain people I know Montrese don't, excuse my language, don't fuck with in this YouTube fragrance space thing, and he's let that be known. You know what I mean? Again, I judge all my interactions with that person based on how I choose to judge that person. And then there's people I don't mess with. I'm sure lots of people love. So it's just I don't know. I just base who I fuck with or who I talk to in this space based on how they've treated me. And even if they didn't talk to me, if I reached out or whatever, I don't judge them based off that, because I mean, I'm not obligated. You know what I mean? I'm not entitled for anybody to want to interact with me. So
yeah, I don't know. Really, this is really becoming kind of old. This stuff with he took the money and he got the free. He's a shill, and
yeah, I think so, man. I've been so out of pocket though. This is literally like the first live stream I've been on probably 3-4 months. So I don't really know what's going on in the fragrance community anymore. Some might say I'm not even relevant these days.
Hey man, when I tell people all the time, like, we are just people that love fragrances, man. So relevancy, like, who cares, man? Because when you hit that exit button, man, that's life. That's reality. This right here is a metaverse. This ain't real to me.
Yeah, I heard you say that last night, and I related to that. It's not real. Like, even if it can become and feel real, because like some people have met some people from this digital thing, and then it becomes real. But for the most part, it's not real. Like, you shouldn't let it get to you that much. But you see people making it real. you see people making it real when you start doxing people and you start like
Yeah.
yeah.
Goes too
Not,
far. Yeah.
and my
Yeah, but
that was another thing my wife got on to me about that, because I do a lot of giveaways on my channel, and I'm just assuming people have the same nature as I do, where they're not gonna like be creepy, and I'll just send it straight from my address. And she's like, bro, babe, you need to get a PO box, because these people, like,
yeah, yeah,
you can't
yeah,
really trust these people. So yeah, that's
yeah.
in the works now. Is I just assumed like, oh, it's not a big deal. Most people are just regular people, but that's not the case, and I don't want to get myself or put my family in any type of position. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because people do that, man. I've I've seen people like this. The stuff that people do over here is very low compared to what I've seen. I've seen people pop up with avatars of people's kids on the other side of YouTube. I've seen people
That's wild.
actually, yeah, man. Like I've seen people actually talk about people's dead relatives, like and like show pictures of it, because these people that are, most of them, they in Texas, they in Dallas, Texas. So I'm like, man, like this stuff over here is minimum, is very low to me. I've seen way worse, but
Hmm.
we are, if everybody was mature, this community would be the best community on the planet. But everybody can't get along and understand that. But man, if we did,
Yeah,
it'd be dope, man. If we did, it'd be dope. I would,
Yeah.
but it's sad.
Yeah. It's
that's
just
true.
too much, I would say pettiness, or whatever you call it, like, petty and egoistic people who don't want this guy to succeed. They want to succeed. They don't want some other people to do well as they do. And then they start, of course, start the rumors or whatever about those people. And, you know,
Hmm.
uh, that's how it goes. Usually, I would think, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
think I think for the
Because I
most
hear my
part, people
uncles now.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, I
No,
wasn't gonna be
you go.
saying. I wasn't. Yeah, no, I was gonna say. I think for the most part, I think people are starting to just fall into their own tribes, and most everybody at this point knows who messes with each other. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
a couple years ago, I think people were trying to figure it out, like who actually was riding with who, and it was kind of weird. I was like, damn, okay, so if I'm over here on this stream, I can't be over here on this stream no more, and if I'm over here on this stream, that means all of a sudden I don't like these people over here anymore. Like, okay, I can be in the chat on this stream, but I can't actually be on the panel in this stream. It's
Uh,
like it's like these rules are weird, bro. And then
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
mean, but
and then
that's
it's like
kind of what I've seen. I've
and then
seen
it's
that
like
before.
people saying, yeah, and then it's like people saying, oh, well, what are you doing over on that stream? It's like, well, how'd you know I was even over on that stream? It's because you were lurking in the chat. So like you were watching the same stream I was watching. I just commented on the stream, and it's not anybody in particular. It's just the nature of it seems a little weird to me. And it's like you said, man, there are certain offenses, Montrese, and I don't think I have to speak on those things, but there are certain offenses where it's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be fucking with that person. What they did
I'm,
was pretty foul. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah.
those things don't. It's kind of like Voldemort. I'm not gonna say that person's name. But
I'm not either.
yeah. I mean, as long as you know that I know that you know that I know that you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
most definitely.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
Because see, people think I'm gonna come over somebody else's channel and do certain things, like, and people will try to like get you to say a name. Listen, man, this is Boz's stream, so I respect Boz. Boz is dope. So even with Joey, he knows I'm not gonna do or say certain things on his panel. He knows that. It's respect, like you said earlier. There are house rules, bro, and people don't
yeah.
respect people's house rules.
yeah.
Yeah.
People walk in with their shoes on, walking all over the carpet. Like yeah, it's wild. And shout out to Joe A. Unav, he's like one of the few people, and we're not like super tight. We don't talk on the phone or anything, but bro, he's one of the very few people in this whole entire space where if I don't show my face for a few months, he like reaches out like, hey bro, you good? You know what I mean? Notice it's been quiet over on your side. You know what I mean? You straight? Everything's all right. When I got hit by the truck, he'd be like, hey man, how you holding up? How you healing? So Yeah,
Wow, you
Mhm.
got hit by a
he's
truck.
he's 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 a genuine person. Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't win.
Oh yeah. So around this time last year, man, I was on crutches. I got hit by a truck.
Really?
Yeah. I broke my
Oh,
leg. I
holy
tore
shit.
my I tore my LCL and my meniscus. But
So,
I mean, that's all behind me now, man. I was squatting at
like,
the gym today. I ran, you know what I mean, 2 miles.
that's
Like
great,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
It's a
were you
blessing
like out walking
For
or were
sure.
you in a car? Or how did it
I was
happen?
walking in a car, just started going crazy through a shopping center.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah,
so
and I
much
couldn't get out.
crazy.
Like I couldn't get out of the way. I tried to get out of the way, bro. I would have got like totally ran over, but I tried to jump out of
Yeah,
the way and it clipped my leg, kind of threw me in the air. Yeah,
that sucks, man.
yeah, it was wild, man. Yeah, I don't think you're ever 100% after something like that, but I'm at a
Yeah,
solid 90%. So, and it could have been
you
a lot
can't be.
worse.
You can
Yeah.
be. But it's a blessing, bro. Because a lot, that, and you said you got clipped.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bro. Like anything could have happened, man. And some people in that moment they're freeze. They completely freeze up. So
yeah, that's so scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
you
So
know,
go
I
ahead,
was
Bob. Sorry.
almost hit by a car once, and because I was crossing this street, it wasn't some big street, but anyway, it was raining, and the driver. It was around the time when people go to these, I would say, Christmas parties here, like early December, early to mid. So this guy had probably had a few, so and this was like, how do you call that field? No, sorry, that part of the road where it's allowed to pass, where the cars are supposed to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this guy just kept on going, and I just had to jump, to the sidewalk to avoid him, hitting me, and
Yeah.
and that asshole, he even had the audacity to scream like, "Hey, you should have had that, reflex." You know what that they call
You should have been faster. Damn.
it.
Yeah. No. At
And
least
I'm
at least the
like,
dude. Yeah. At least the dude that hit me
yeah.
stopped.
And I'm like, you are not supposed to drive when you are drunk. You had a few, asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish I would have got him breathalyzed or asked the police to do it, man, because it was Sunday. He had just left the gas station. It was like 1 o'clock, so people are watching football. He had that excuse my language, that redneck look. I was like, you know what I mean. But when it happened, man, when it happened, the adrenaline hit me so crazy, man. So I got up and you're kind of assessing in your head what happened. You're like, holy shit, I just got hit by a truck, and you're like walking around and the adrenaline's going, and then you're like, it hurts really bad. You're like, oh, I'm really hurt right now. Okay, let me kind of lay down. And then
Yeah,
my wife was still in the store, so I had to get back up. I kind of just opened the door, let her know, and I'm sure the police thought I was a crackhead or something, man, because I wanted to take off my pants because I couldn't. I wanted to know if my bone wasn't like like, you know what I mean? I
Right.
felt like an immense pressure in my leg, and I was like telling him, I was like, "Can I walk to the gas station and take my pants off? I don't want to do it here." And my wife's like, "Bro, like, babe, chill." You know what I mean? Like, chill. So, yeah, yeah. So like I said, I'm recovered. I don't want to keep talking about that. I will
yeah,
say though, fully recovered, man. But there is a level of PTSD. I'm not gonna lie.
right.
The sound of it is like, sometimes like I'll just be randomly, and then just the dense sound of it, I can remember. So I'm definitely a lot more careful walking through the parking lot. That's for sure.
Yeah, PTSD is something I know very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I have experienced war, and in Bosnia before I came here. And
Oh wow.
yeah, that's probably when it started. Yeah, surely. And I also had some problems in family, like sickness and stuff. Yeah. So that also contributed. Yeah, obviously.
So
So
you were in the war as a veteran, or you were like
no, I
experienced war
was.
around you?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course. I
okay.
mean, I was like 14, so yeah.
Oh yeah. And
Oh,
that's
hello, Kyler. Yeah,
yeah, shout out to the mafia.
shout out to 69. Yeah, of course. that's the worst thing. Yeah, the worst part, I imagine. So yeah, but I didn't know for a long time. I had it, of course. I don't think many people know really are aware of it. Like until maybe several years passes. But I
Yeah.
could see
So
sometimes I could like behave too like rash. I could like and overreact. It's usually that I think that how you see that you have
yeah.
PTSD when you overreact to things and stuff. We're very
Yeah.
sensitive and yeah,
And I'm sure, and I don't want to generalize, you know what I mean? I get the impression that, growing up in Ohio, it came with its certain set of challenges. And I had a certain set of challenges growing up uh, in East Houston. We didn't have like a skate park. We didn't have no mall. There was no arcade. There was no community college. There was nothing, you know what I mean? So there's a
right.
certain level that you have to overcome as a youth, which so there was no time like necessarily to be depressed or you didn't know about PTSD or going through traumatic stuff. You were just
Yeah,
you were
same.
just going through stuff, Uh
I'm also from a
yeah.
small town in Boston. I mean, pretty small. It's not like really small, but it's not a big city or anything. So yeah, we got the same thing. Oh, we have somebody on. Kay is back. Huh.
Hi.
Oh,
Okay.
welcome back, Kay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I had to take care of some doll shipping because I sold some dolls.
Oh,
all
nice.
right. Yeah, go
I,
ahead, Mike.
I thought my conversation, me bringing up certain topics, you're like, I ain't having none of this. I'm getting off.
Oh no.
Okay. No, I forgot what you were talking about, Boz. What were you saying?
Oh, we were going on about there not being that much to in
Oh yeah,
Houston
it's like
where you were saying.
my story I'm sure is not different than a lot of other people in America that grew up in less
Mm,
than, you know what I mean, ideal situations. You don't make it through life
yeah,
without a certain level of trauma. Now, I don't let it dictate, you know what I mean, my life as an adult, but yeah, there is a certain level of PTSD that you get, I think, just from being around traumatic stuff as
yeah,
a youth,
yeah.
you know? So,
I
but like I
can
said,
imagine. Yeah. At
yeah,
least I grew up in a safe environment. There was no like the crime rate was really in like former Yugoslavia, because it was like a socialist country back then. There was a
mhm.
really low crime rate. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting jumped, beat up in like fourth and fifth grade. I would get beat up pretty bad, and then uh, I remember I ran home one day because I didn't want to get beat up, and then my dad was like, "If you ever run away from another fight, when you get home, I'm gonna beat your ass." And so I fought the next day, and I guess you can call it a fight. I ripped all this kid's hair out of his head, and I brought it home like I was all proud of myself. And then my dad was like, "All right, we need to put him in boxing," because I didn't know what I was doing. It must have been like in fourth grade. So yeah, that's when I
So
got in boxing. Yeah,
you did box for a while,
yeah,
yeah, as
yeah,
a kid, yeah.
correct. Yeah,
So you were like the amateur boxer, yeah. I
yeah,
see.
yeah. Just training. I wasn't Golden Glove or anything, but yeah, he was
Mm.
like, "All right, look, I need to get my son to defend
That's
himself,
cool.
so he's not like
Yeah.
ripping people's hair out at school."
I always like. I mean, since I was maybe 13, I wanted to be a boxer, but my parents were very protective of me, especially because my older brother had been sick like most of his life, you might say. So
You were the
they
youngest.
yeah. So they
Yeah,
really they really
babied you.
over.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So it's no way. You're not going to be a boxer. Forget about it.
Hmm.
That's what they said. So yeah,
But you had an affinity towards combat sports since a youth, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it started, when I watched Mike Tyson destroy Michael Spinks in '88, I was 10 years old. And
Yeah.
after that, I was hooked, I was, wow,
Hmm.
this is some real shit, Yeah.
And that's why I love UFC because on the opposite side of the coin, I remember my dad renting the pay-per-views when they were still illegal and nobody knew what it was. It was illegal in all the states. It wasn't sanctioned. And you're watching these two people fight. It's like, why is a sumo wrestler fighting this boxer with only one glove on? There's no weight limits. This is so strange. That was what early UFC looked like, and so it completely drew me in.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only watch like the biggest UFC fights, because when I watch those, smaller, let's say lesser names, because I did see like the other night I watched John Jones versus Lyoto Machida, so that
It's
was
an
a
old
good
fight.
fight. Yeah,
Yeah,
an
that's an
old
old fight.
fight. Mm.
John Jones almost, he got challenged a little bit on that one.
Yeah,
I remember exactly where I was at. I watched that fight live. I wasn't there, but yeah, I remember we a bunch of us ordered the pay-per-view, went to a friend's house. We watched that fight.
yeah. I
Yep.
believe Machida was the champion, actually, or was he? Maybe, probably. Yeah, he was the defending champion.
I don't think he was the champion because John Jones won his belt from Shogun, I believe, and then he
All right.
defended against Lyoto. Yeah,
Mm.
if I remember correctly, yeah. But I know he won it from Shogun, Shogun
Right.
Hua, which was a Pride fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how I found out about Lyoto first time? It was totally by accident. I had never really followed MMA because I was like into Japanese names, back then.
Uh,
And because I had watched like Japanese movies and stuff, samurai, and then I was like, I wonder if there is a name like Ryoto, and then it's just I googled it, and then it gave me Lyoto Machida. Like, oh wow, that's a cool name. And I clicked on it, his Wikipedia page, and then I found out he was this really famous fighter in UFC, and yeah. So
okay,
that was
how much can you make off one of those dolls? I'm assuming all the ones behind you are personal, like from your personal.
Yeah,
You're
those
not gonna
are
sell
like
them.
my
Yeah.
favorites. But yeah, if I sell one of those, I can make like anywhere from 200 to 1,000.
And when you buy it, I'm assuming, and if you wouldn't be selling them unless
I
you're
buy them cheap,
trying to flip a profit, so
like $20.
you're getting them cheap. Nice. So people just let them go. They've had them for a while, and then they're just like they don't
Yeah,
know
well, they
that their
don't know
value
how
is.
much they're worth, and like people can be really ignorant about that kind of stuff. They're just like, "Oh, nobody's gonna want this creepy doll," but I'm like, I know exactly what that doll is, what year it came out, and how much it's worth.
Oh man. And so you know how like fragrance nerds, we go on all these websites and we're like reading notes and reviews, and we know the perfumer and all that stuff. Do you go that deep with fragrances as well as dolls, or is it mostly
Yeah,
just
I know
dolls?
the
You do it for
sculptors
both.
usually. Like one of my favorite sculptors is Neil Eastern, and he did 5 of these up here, and one in my cabinet out there, and then I think 2 in my cabinet actually. But yeah, he sculpted the Abraham Lincoln Monument, so he's really famous.
Wow. So he's French.
Yeah.
The statue, you said the Statue of Liberty?
No, just the Abraham Lincoln Monument and
Abraham Lincoln.
Eleanor,
I'm a
and
stupid
the Eleanor
American.
Roosevelt one.
Yeah, the statue is French. That's what I know.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I felt really stupid just now. The Abraham Lincoln Monument. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That's cool. Yeah, so in some ways they're even more artistic than perfumers, one might say, because I think a perfumer is like kind of like a chemist, like
Yeah.
in some respects. Like there's an artistry that goes into it, but with that, it's like pure like artistry, like sculpting. I definitely
Yeah.
couldn't do it. Yeah.
I really wonder if it's true what some say that guy Roja, that he isn't really the perfumer but just a director or something. That's
Yeah,
what them
I
is.
like buying fragrances from Facebook Marketplace because it's like really cheap and they don't know what they have. They're like selling fucking vintage Shalimar straight for $50. I'm like, fuck yeah.
I'll take that. So there's websites specifically for that world, kind of like
Anyone.
Yeah, like Facebook Marketplace is the one I use. It's like
the most.
old places. You have to be brave enough to drive to people's houses, though.
Anyone hyped for WrestleMania? Not me, for sure. I don't watch that stuff. What about you, people?
I want to get into it more. I do. Like I'm trying, but there's
Yeah,
something
I know.
I can't get too into it. I know, bro, I'm gonna sound so like a noob. I know Cody Rhodes is supposed to the American Dream or whatever is supposed to be fighting, I think, or wrestling Roman Reigns, and The Rock had something to do with that. There was like a whole thing, but I can't really get into it too much. And then I know like what's his face is back. What's his name? The Punk, CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Mhm,
Yeah, I know
yeah.
Ross
Other
is
than that, I
really
don't really
into.
know.
Yeah, Ross is really into that wrestling stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boxing never crossed my mind, says Fernando. It was between soccer, football, or baseball. Wow. So baseball is big in Mexico as well. I didn't know that. I know it is big in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, Cuba also. Well, I think.
Yeah, if you were gonna start something at a very young age and get really good at it and just master it, baseball is probably the best one because then you don't have to take, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care about WrestleMania and that shit. I mean, that's kind of
Yeah.
how I feel, but I mean, it's cool, man. I think there's a certain there's a certain skill that comes with being able to shoot a promo like that in front of thousands and thousands of people, knowing that millions of people are watching on their TV.
We've hit 2-hour mark, people. Yes. Yes. More trees. Were you gonna say something?
No, I'm just listening, man. Just
Right.
listening.
And Paul, what's going on with Paul? He's very quiet. Wow.
I was just listening to all you guys, so that's kind of my talent is listening. So I know you guys were talking about how a lot of people don't do that. So
Yeah.
Nice.
But,
Well, I'm glad you're still with
he,
us.
he brought it full circle with that.
Yeah.
yep.
That's cool. That's cool. I've been doing a lot of listening. This is the first time. I don't know. I was like, I just got back from the gym and I saw him on, and I was like, honestly, Boz, I've watched more of your streams, I think, than anybody else in the past couple months. For whatever
Really?
reason, when I open up my timeline, I think maybe because I watched one of your streams, then it like pops up on my timeline pretty quick, and then I'm like, oh, okay,
Alright.
you know what I mean? And then I
Yeah.
just catch it. But yeah, today I was like, oh, I got some free time. You know, let me go ahead and see if he's still on. You know what I mean? I'll see if he'll let me hop on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I seen you, of course, on dance streams in the chat, but I didn't, I don't know where I first saw you. Maybe it was either TLTG. Have you been on TLTGs, or maybe it was Joey's? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've been on Ross's. I've been on Ross's
Yeah.
stream. I've been on Av's stream. I've been on Joey's stream a few times. Yeah. So I don't know if you're cool with Dan, but ask him why he hates me so much next time you talk to him.
Yeah, we don't talk now really much because
He hates everyone. Don't feel bad. He's hated me before too. Dan just is grumpy.
But he
Yeah.
wanted you on his stream, right? He was like, "Oh, she's unique. She got the dolls. Let me see what I can extract from her as it relates to
He
views."
actually likes me as a friend. I think the difference between him and Joey is Joey will actually be your friend and genuinely care about you, whereas Dan is using you for money for his stream.
For views, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that one reminds me. I think I remember you seeing you on Dan's show, Mike. And then after watching it, I was just it seemed like he was kind of patronizing you a little bit or something. I don't know if you felt that vibe, but it was just something like it was off about him, how he treated you.
No,
mean
I never
Mike?
really spoke to Dan about it. I mean, one day I will, and I won't bring it up here, but I know exactly what the timeline was between me and
Yeah,
him
well.
and what happened. So, but I'll save that man to man, and then we can talk through that. But I don't have any real issues with the man. Now, I mean, he's not perfect. He's definitely a flawed human, but yeah, I don't know him. You know what I mean? I don't know him.
Yeah.
So
I felt the
Yeah.
same. He's a little bit, sensitive, and he would like mute me because I was breathing too loud and shit like that. So he's kind of, like sensitive.
which is crazy because before I started making videos, like I watched his channel. I bought Bentley Absolute because of his video. So it's like,
Right.
I
He's
mean-
good at what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, the fragrance stuff. Yeah, he knows his stuff. I mean, obviously he's been doing it for a long time.
yeah.
So
I just like settle down, man. You're not that big of a deal. Just settle down.
Yeah,
yeah,
but they think
Yeah.
I just,
but they think they are, man. These YouTubers, man, they think they
Yeah.
a big deal and they not. They really not. Like outside of this
Yeah.
community, outside of the community, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, they like pose and like they are coming from like from the government or NASA, whatever. And like big deal, I'm a big deal. No, you're not really. There are
Yeah.
millions like you out there, like
None of us are.
thousands.
Like
Yeah,
other
of
than
course.
maybe Jeremy, like you know what I
I
mean?
mean,
His
yeah,
brand is pretty large, you know. But outside of that, I mean the fragrance community is pretty small, man. Even the large channels, still
mm,
it still represents a very small part of YouTube. Like you can make a living, obviously, once you make it like that, but in general, man, it's a small demographic. Like I can't think of one other person in my entire like walking around life that would that can say, "Oh, I have 100 colognes as well. I have 150 colognes as well." Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
yeah,
So,
but I
yeah.
mean, but even Jeremy, nobody knows Jeremy fragrance outside of the fragrance community. No, we don't. It's small. Like it's a small community. Nobody really cares about fragrances,
yeah,
man. Like except us.
yeah. Not much, and we not really like. Yeah.
But
People
when you
just buy them and wear something just to smell
Yeah.
nice, and
That's why I tell people like all this niche talk, and that's cool, and I like my niche too, whatever. But most people they buy designer fragrances. That's what you see at the mall. You don't see a lot of niche fragrances. You see designer stuff.
no, you're
yeah,
right. No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
For
the
on
funny thing is when we talk about the people that think so highly of themselves on YouTube, and you can kind of relate that to any community. Like for example, like I live in Wisconsin, and there's this group of people. If they live on like a lake, we call it a lake mentality. They just have like this uppity sense about themselves. They think they're above other people, and it's like they go to a park and they'll see like a bunch of people that they don't think should be there, and then they'll call them out saying, I'm going to call the police on you, or you don't belong here, or anything. It's just like some sense of entitlement that I don't know where it stems from, but it's just like there's always people around no matter what, who, what, when, where, why. They just have this sense that they're superior
they're better,
for
that they're
whatever
better,
reason.
yeah,
because they make more money, or because they live in a nicer house, or they drive a nicer car, or they're more in debt, than somebody
yeah,
else. It's like, and even
Right.
within their own community, like even within their own in group, they're fighting amongst themselves, like trying to keep up with the Joneses because someone just got the new BMW or the new Audi, and they don't have it. They don't have that the Porsche Cayenne like their next door neighbor. It's bro. It's all a game, bro. Like it ain't.
Yeah,
Like,
and the funny thing is that's all they talk about too. It's just what they own and everything. It's not like what they've done for other people or something funny. It's all about their possessions. That's it.
Yeah, you can have a lot of shit and be morally bankrupt. So
Yeah. And yeah, man, and none of that shit you can take with you. You can't take none of that with you. So I don't understand that I'm better than you. But what do you mean you better than me? Like we doing the same thing. Like
Yeah.
people crazy over here, man.
Yeah, and for the most part, I do believe people are just trying to, get by, feed their family, be happy. They want to feel loved. They want to feel like they're doing something that contributes value. The majority of people are like that. They're just regular everyday people. But then you have, you have the outliers, like you said, those uppity people or people that, no matter how much help they have or no matter what, they're just going to be more averted to doing crime and ratchet shit, and they don't really want to be better. You're gonna have it on the opposite spectrum too. So I don't know, man. Like I just stay in my lane, take care of my family, bring my ass to work, and then I'm pretty I'm pretty boring, man. I just go to the gym, work, hang out with my family.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah, that's all I do, man.
I don't do nothing, bro. I do the same thing you do. Everything you said is what I do. I don't. That's it, bro. Like I mean, that's life, man. When you go to work, you take care of your peoples, and that's it.
It's
I don't
it.
do the clubs. I don't do clubs. I don't do none of that stuff no more, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
past all that crap.
Up the tea.
Yep. I'm past it. I wilded out in my 20s when I was younger and shit.
Yeah.
I moved out to Austin when I was 19, but I was doing crazy shit when I was like 14, 15, 16, 17. So it was like by the
Too.
time I was old enough to drink, a lot of that was already out of my system. You know, I was trying
Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
weird, man. It's weird. I feel like I've lived like I've
It's
been
life.
I feel like I've been three different people. You know, I'm 38, 39 now. I feel like I've been three different people in my life.
So
You have
this,
though, but you know, the life that we're living, we have already lived this life before. That's why we have deja vu. That's why we have all these dreams. It's I believe in the spiritual world, bro. Like I know this ain't it, and I know we've done a lot of these things before already in another life. So I don't view life the way everybody else or a lot of these idiots on the internet view it. Like y'all keep playing and don't even realize that y'all playing with God. Y'all don't even realize that. Like
There's
how you treat people, how you know try to manipulate people and do all this weird stuff. You're not even supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, there is definitely a grand architect. That's what I'll say about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so this comment here is very good. I think materialism is a bad habit. Unfortunately, with social networks, it all skyrocketed. All just want to brag with cars, watches, designer stuff. Yeah, of course, really,
Yeah.
very true.
And all that could be taken away from you in a snap of a
Yeah,
finger.
The
yeah,
grid
and
goes
then
down like
and then what are you? Just some douchebag, without all those things to show off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah, yeah, Kyle
as
and
an
making a
Anchorman
joke.
reference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as an Anchorman reference.
I didn't watch
Yeah,
that.
Kyler is he's hilarious, man. Like I can read his comment, all his comments. Anytime he comment, I gotta read it because I know it's funny.
Yeah, Kyler's one of those man. He's one of the people that there is a certain margin. I don't know what that margin is, but there's a certain margin of people that found my channel or watch my channel. I would say from the live streams, and then there's like another group of people that don't even know anything about the live streams that watch the YouTube. And Kyler's always been cool with or
Yeah,
cool with me and interacting actually on my videos, which I always appreciate.
he has
Especially
the
because, like I said,
good.
I don't upload very often. So the fact that people still care to watch, man, it kind that still kind of blows my mind.
He has the good vibrations. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've talked to Kyler a few times on Instagram, so he seems like a real one. So shout out to Kyler.
Yep.
I love his photo. Also, the wolf. I love the wolves.
That's what's up.
All that is just stuff. Health, and I mean body and spirit, family. That is important. Yeah, of course. Those closest to you are. You only think that is really important to them.
And yeah, and that's
And
kind of where I've been, man. That's why I was like, and Boz, I haven't really been like really tapped in too much, but I'm always asking you, hey man, did you hit the gym? Did you go to the gym today? Did you make it to the gym? That's kind of like where I've been at these past like 4 months, man. I wake up because I have to go before work. My mornings start off at 4:30 in the morning every morning. So a lot of times I don't even like. I would love to watch Joey's live stream, but I'm asleep by 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
A lot of
you're
times
the
they go real late, so it's like I'm in
you're
bed. Man.
you're the early bird.
Yeah, reluctant. I don't like waking up early, but
yeah.
you do it. You have to do it. Yeah.
I'm a night fly myself, so I understand.
Oh,
I will say this though, it feels so good to get that workout out of the way early in the morning, then you just coast the rest of the day.
Yep, Paul. Yep, And there's something weird, man. I'm kind of a masochist in that way, where it's like you feel better knowing that you just did something challenging, literally right when you woke up and you knocked it out of the way, and you kind of, like you said, set the tone for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah, it just makes you're just in a better mindset and everything, more relaxed, focus better, and then it's almost like a kind of like a Zen-like state in a way.
Yeah.
Then it
But
just
it sucks
makes you
that
better
first
at your
hour.
job and all that.
Yeah, it sucks that first hour though. I don't want to wake up that early.
How do
You know
you
what I mean?
make that?
Coffee,
I'm so
coffee definitely
Oh,
helps. I'll say that.
that first hour is a bitch. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at making hearts with my. I'm such a klutz, I'm so clumsy. That's
How
doesn't
long you
matter.
been? How long you been live, boss? Or it's okay to call you
Two.
boss, right? Or you want me to call you
You mean
Slaver?
now or in general? You can
Just
call
writing that
me.
today. Yeah, today. How long you
It's
been going?
now 2 hours 15 minutes. So yeah.
Wow. Do you normally go this long?
Well, yeah. Sometimes, not
Sometimes,
always, but
if
sometimes,
you have a
yeah.
panel of people or whatever.
Yeah, and this is the first time I got 4 people on my panel. Yay, go
Oh,
me.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I never
noticed.
had more than 2 other people there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
noticed Joey's been hopping on your stream lately. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it's been a while now. I think last time it was in March. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Not that long. Not even a couple weeks ago, maybe.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
last time I saw him.
Him and Caboose were, yeah,
Yeah.
once together here. Yeah.
And Caboose was on your stream today too, right? Because I was getting
Well,
cleaned up. I thought Caboose was.
yeah, in the chat, yeah, he was. Yeah.
Hmm.
He's a very intelligent guy, but sometimes he likes to make fun of me in a way. Let's call it that way. But it's all right. I mean, it's all in good fun. Let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't care if people talk about me. I think like Montreal says, as long as you keep the kids out of it, the wife out of it, just you know what I mean. Say what you want. I put
Mhm.
myself on the internet. I didn't have to put myself here. So say what
Mhm.
you want. I've had people make burner accounts, but the things like I didn't even care about the burner
Oh
accounts.
yeah.
Like literally, and it's one thing to say, oh, like I smell like a piece of shit. Like that make an account that says something like that. But it just said I smell, and they're going on streams acting like me, kind of typing in a like semi-respectful way that I kind of present myself.
Have you been boxed?
Have I been doxxed? No, I haven't been doxxed. No one's like
I don't know if you know, but I've been swatted and doxed.
and that's the thing, like people complain on the live streams about like, oh, I got doxxed, but it's like some people on the streams they're getting swatted live
There was
live
a
stream.
policeman that showed up to my house. They had my pit bull. They gave him a bloody nose, the animal control and everything. It was horrible.
But they got to take it serious, that's the thing. But at the same time, it's like they
Uh,
don't know. They don't know.
I feel like,
Shit, man.
and it's just me. If you dox somebody, the gloves come off. At that point, they or I can do whatever I want to do. So if I pull up on you and do something to you, you deserved it. And that go for any and everybody. If you dox somebody and somebody actually come and see you, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyler, you want to explain it? Okay, I know what
Yeah,
it is.
it's when someone files a false police report or calls the police and files something false. Like in my case, they said I had no electricity and I was starving my children and that they were eating garbage.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
They instead of doxing you with your address, they use your address to call the police and say that, you know what I mean? Or in other cases that you're gonna cause a certain type of you have a certain intent to cause harm to yourself or others. Yeah.
And they also said I was a drug addict.
Yeah.
They made me take so many drug tests before they let me have my kids back.
Did you I'd
Yeah.
heard something I'd heard something bad had happened to you like that. This was probably
Mhm.
about half a year ago, if I recall.
Yeah,
But
I had to pee in front of a lady.
man, that sucks. Do you know who did that to you?
No, but there's a few. I thought it was RXL at the time, but now he's my close friend, and I know it wasn't him.
Yeah, we all told you the RXL, he wouldn't do no shit like that.
Yeah, no,
That's just
he's a
somebody,
grandpa.
you know,
He may be a troll, but at the end of the day, he's been with the
not
same
a
woman
piece of
for
shit.
many years.
No,
And
I've given Art.
Just
I've given Rick my number, my address, and he's given me his address. You know what I mean? But I've never had any issues with RXL. But I don't put
You never
myself
will
out there.
just.
I never put myself
Hmm?
out there in an overly like weird way that would put me in a position
A
where
part of me wonders if it was Lord Midtack.
Oh, him. I don't know him, but I've seen him in
He
the chat.
hates me. He fucking hates me. He's always hated me. So that's why it's suspicious.
Yeah,
Why do you-
some
why
people
do you
will
think
hate you. Yeah.
why do you think he
Well,
hates you, Kay?
Oh, he
Is it
calls me fat. He that's like one of his favorite go to lines. Just anything he can do to like make a jab at me, he does.
You think it's just to get a reaction out of you or a rise
But
out
he
of you?
loves it when I react, so I just ignore him now.
And that's the thing. People just want to see you react. And
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And they'll take it further if they see if that they can get a reaction out of you.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like
no,
If
I let
somebody
him
came
know.
to my house, my dog would eat them. I have literally an over 100-pound fucking pit bull. You want to mess with me? I will set my dog on you.
What were you saying, Montrese?
And Kay, I wouldn't blame you if you did that. No, I'm just saying, but I'll tell people, hey, you want a reaction, the same energy you give me, I'm gonna give it right back to you. And that's just me. But I've seen the swatting stuff. I've seen people get their kids taken away on live.
Oh, wow.
It is a
They tried. They tried to do that
somebody,
to me.
huh?
They tried to do that to me. So if I ever find out who it was, like, I ain't afraid to serve some time in jail for fucking you up. Just saying that.
When
I live in
people
Texas,
just
so
they don't have
we're all
lives.
strapped.
Yeah, you got to remember a lot of people are they don't have nothing to do. Nobody
yeah,
loves them. Nobody
yeah,
loves them. They have no family. They have no friends. So so they surround themselves with 8 monitors and they have all these burner accounts. They weirdos. What can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's those online Karens right there. They just try to get under your skin and do whatever they can. They think they're so self-righteous and think they're fixing the world because they see someone who they think in their mind has problems or is doing something wrong. And it's just a bunch of bullshit. Some of those people just need to be their asses handed to them on a platter.
Yeah.
So if anybody does that to me ever, there's gonna be some bad shit that's gonna go down.
Yeah.
You know, I've already put my address in the chat a couple times. I'm like, look, this where I'm at. Pull up. But I know ain't nobody gonna do it.
No,
So
of
I
course
just,
not.
I just laugh. You know, I'm like, come on, man. Like y'all find something to do. Like this,
yeah.
go golfing, go bowling, get you some friends. Go like I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know what happened? Like that. This was like 10, 11 years ago. There was this boxer who went to the house of a guy who had been writing shit about him online. First he tried to get him to stop by responding to his tweets or whatever it was, but this guy just got even more nasty. And then finally he found his address and showed up right in front of his house and started yelling to him for him to get out of the house. And the guy just shit his pants, and then he called him and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't come on. Don't come in. Don't. I will not do it again." And that was so great. What he did to go to these
Yeah, man.
guys. Yeah, he just shut him up forever. Yeah, without having to hurt him. Actually.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen on YouTube? There's this one channel, and the guy's like a computer hacker. And what he actually does is like, those people online, let's try and scam like old people for money and stuff like that,
Yeah.
saying like they have to pay a bill or something, and then they get them to the old person will like send them a bunch of money.
Hey,
Well, this
Boz,
hacker guy,
Yeah.
what he does is he goes and he'll hack these people's accounts, that all these hackers' accounts and everything, and he'll get them on the phone, and he'll take all their money from them or all their information that they have on people that they use to like leverage against them to get money. And then he talks to them and he's like, "Yeah, I got your ass in a bind right now. What the hell are you going to do about it?" And then they get all freaked out, and then he gets them to send like all the money back that they've stolen and stuff. So I forgot the guy's name, but if like you just did a search on that on YouTube, it's pretty entertaining watch.
Hey,
It's a
Boz.
couple of people that do that. I'll tell this story. I'll make it quick. So 2 years ago, I got on eBay and I didn't order anything, but I was just looking, reading comments and stuff. So it was a seller, and I knew the seller was full of shit. So the seller had this link to an app to download so that he can try to get information out of people. I know what that app was. I've seen it before. So I started messaging the guy back and forth. So me and the guy were talking on the phone, like, so he had my number. So I'm like, yeah, this is my number for, I'm telling him my number. So I get a text from another number that was a guy on YouTube. He has like blue and pink hair, red hair. He's a cool dude though. And he texts me, this guy's trying to scam you. And I text back, no, I'm going to get him. So don't say nothing. So I'll start telling the guy, see where I'm at, I'm in Toledo. So it's a lot of Arabics. I grew up around a lot of Arabic people. So what happened was I get to talking to him and I'm like, I feel like you at the mall, bro. Like, are you at the mall? He was like, how did you know I'm at the mall? I said, you in the mall in India. Y'all work out of the mall, right? He's like, how did you know that? I'm like, I know a lot of people. So I knew that it was a scam to try to get people to buy these fake tennis shoes that he had online. So I already knew what he was doing. So I know these type of people. And in my city, anybody that's Persian, they all know each other. Every last one of them. They all know each other. Yeah, they real tight. And that's what I was saying. The one stream with with a money burner. If I wanted to, I could really get you. Because I know a lot of Persians. But anyway, so the guy was like, hey man, watch my YouTube channel. So, and he does the same thing. He gets these people and he'll call them and, disguise his voice, and he'll take their money, and they're like, how did you know how to do that? How did you know how to do that? Because some of these people, they work for the CIA. On YouTube, they actually work with the CIA, and they get paid to do this to people. These scammers, they get paid to scam them.
Wow.
There's a whole nother community. There's a scammer community. I follow some of those accounts like Scammer Payback. They use those voice changers, and then they call the scammers to try to expose them.
Because this is what they do. Just like around the holiday season, I guarantee you, during the holiday season, if you just type in eBay, you'll see a whole bunch of links and sites to eBay, but it's not really eBay. They're just scammers. They're click on this link, call this number, download this app. What do I need to download the app for if I'm trying to get a return? So this is what they do. Like,
that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons, or that's how kind of when I found the fragrance community, because I was looking for a specific bottle of Acqua di Gio, and I thought I had found it on eBay, and so I bought it. I get it, and it's a fake. It wasn't what I thought it was, and so I started looking online, and then I realized, I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of fragrance reviews here. And then I was like, I went down the rabbit hole a bit from the apple, the forbidden fruit, and next thing you know, I'm like watching all these fragrance reviews. But it started just because I bought a fake bottle of Acqua di Gio, and I was trying to find out, you know what I mean, the telltale signs of what a fake bottle of Acqua di Gio looked like. And turns out I did have a fake.
And it's crazy, man, because a lot of these people that make these fake bottles, and I watched the guy, they're actually wasting a lot of money making fake fragrances because that glass is not cheap. So it's kind of funny how they do that. Like, you actually wasting your money by making fake fragrances when the money that you're getting, you can use that and buy the real thing and just sell it for a higher price if you really want to make some money. So I never understood why people do that to people. Like, it's kind of dumb. You wasting your money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the best hustle, I would say, but that's like when I was asking Kay like how she buys dolls, like how does she authenticate like ones that are actually worth something versus not, because I can't really go on Facebook Market. I have a hard time these days even buying off Macari because I'll buy fragrances and then people aren't honest. Like you'll get something and then it's broken when you get it and they don't want to return it, or you buy something and it's fake. Like I would love to buy a Creed fragrance from Macari or Facebook Market, but there's just how do you authenticate it that it's an actual legit fragrance, and then you end up paying. You think you're getting a good deal for $180, and then you know what I mean, you ended up buying a fake and you can't do nothing with it.
Yeah, it's like a gamble with the fragrances, whereas the dolls, it's not so much of a gamble because I can just use JB plastic weld from any hardware store and repair them. But with fragrances, I also have resold like vintage men's fragrances on my doll site as well. Like I'll go into an antique store and maybe find like Bulgari Black for $30 or resell it for $90.
Wow. So you've had luck in the antique stores. I've seen posts of that.
They're really
On the
cheap in
Facebook groups.
antiques.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Creed is highly counterfeited. But I have
Yeah.
seen that, Kate, now that you say that, people will post things and they're like, "Oh, I went to this antique store, I went to this Goodwill or Salvation Army," and then they were able to buy like a really, really nice fragrance for like 10% of what it should be sold for, just because they didn't know the price of it, and so they just threw a price on it and threw it on the shelf.
Yeah.
Really, they sell fragrances at antique stores?
Yes, sir.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Like $4, $8. I can sell opium for $8 in the old bottle, the big square one.
Yeah.
Wow, I got to get
Spice
to the
Bomb
antique
Extreme.
stores then.
Yeah, I
gotta
wasn't
check 'em
aware.
out, yeah. You wasn't aware? Oh shit!
I
Well,
wasn't
yeah, man,
aware
they-
until maybe 6 months ago. Yeah, when I saw it pop up on my Facebook feed, because I follow different fragrance groups, and someone was like, y'all are sleeping on these antique stores, these Goodwills, and all that." I was like, "Yeah, I never even
Yeah.
thought to
You
look
find
at
like Shalimar. There's literally an antique store in my town. I already own it, so I don't need another one. But Shalimar Extrait, and it's like $100, and it's
Yeah.
vintage,
yeah,
still sealed.
You know what?
yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
find any Rojas before. Now they are in a store in the city, but I found them in a beauty shop, like a 10 minutes drive from where I live, in a beauty shop. Imagine that, several of Rojas
It's crazy.
fragrances. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, man. I went to a antique store and they had Spice Bomb Extreme, and this is around the time when it first came out. And I had already had a bottle, but I'm in the antique store looking around, and this lady was like, she worked there. She was like, "You smell good," and I'm like, "Thank you." She's like, "What is that?" And I told her what I was wearing, and she was like, "Come over here. We have some fragrances." I'm like, "What?" So they have like Jupe and some other stuff, like some Nautica stuff, but I seen the Spice Bomb Extreme 100 mil just, and it wasn't even a year old yet.
tagged.
And I was like, how much I want that for? She was like $30. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So because they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't know. They're an antique mall. Then that's what it is. It's an antique mall here in my city. Like, it's real big too. I'm like,
Yeah.
$30. I'm like, yeah, let me get it. So the guy in the back, like he seen me making a purchase. He's like, hey man, we got two more. You want two more? I'm like, let me get them. And I got a discount on one since I had already brought two, and the discount was $20. So I ended up giving that to my cousin for his graduation party. So yeah, man, it was, you never know what you'll find in them stores.
So you bought 3 bottles
Yeah.
for basically the price of what one would go for on the discounters.
Yeah. And it was brand new. So you never know, man. Like Jupe Ohm, it was a 2.5 ounce. I got that for $2.
$2. Yeah, I guess at that point,
yeah. Jupe is.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if
Jupe
I would. My
Home.
dad wore Jupe. My dad wore
Yeah.
Jupe. He did. He wore that one, and then Calvin Klein Escape. Those were the 2 fragrances he wore.
Yeah, the Escape was good, man. But yeah, man, and it was this was in 2016. The bottle of Jupe. Now,
Yeah.
some stuff might get spoiled, but I've never experienced the spoiled bottle. But it was It was a 2001 bottle of Jupe, and now Jupe is still powerful. Like you get it now, it's still powerful, and it's still I still get like A+ hours out of it. But for $2, I'm like, let me get that because you
Yeah.
just never know. Like my cousin in his antique store where he's at, he's in Minnesota. He got the Hugo Boss, the Intense, the Hugo Boss Intense, and he only paid, I think he said $25 for that for 100 mil, and I believe that's discontinued. So you never know.
Yeah, I bought some discontinued fragrances for pretty cheap. I got CH Men Privé, which is now discontinued. I think I got that one for like $25 on Offer Up, and it was like a local.
Yeah.
It was a local deal, so I just drove to him. I was like, "Yeah, man, if you're willing to let that go." So I bought that one from him, and then he sold me Mandarina Duck Black for $5. It was like the smaller bottle, but still $5 for a fragrance is pretty good, and it smells pretty good as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've come across some good deals along with some shady people as well.
You got to be careful. I
Yeah,
tell
those
people
old fragrances though, they last forever. I've got like I think it's like 2005 bottle of Tommy Hilfiger Sport, and I bought it when it came out back in the day or whatever, and I just forgot about it and I let it sit in my car. And like here in Wisconsin, you get temperatures ranging from 90 degrees to 20 below zero, so it's literally sat in there for probably 8 years, I want to say. Every once in a while, I'll just pull it out, spray it on. Like the citrus notes, you can tell they're gone. But for the majority, like probably 90% of the fragrance is still there. And it's just kind of amazing how.
I wasn't aware it got that hot.
What's that?
I wasn't aware it got that hot in Wisconsin. You said 90 degrees. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, we'll probably get like about 2 weeks to 90 degrees. But, summer, it's like going to be around 80 and stuff. So
that's still
get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Man, I love Wisconsin, bro. Like people be sleeping on like certain places. Like my cousin, he moved to Portland, Oregon, and like people would say, like, "Oh, Portland is boring." Like, Portland is boring, and I'm like, Portland, like for me, it's not boring. It's very peaceful. Like maybe that's boring to people, but to me, that's dope, man. And my cousin's like, he drives, but he says a lot of places that he go to, he doesn't even drive. He just rides his bike.
Yeah. My wife is
from
Texas.
I'm like kind of the same way too, where I just like it peaceful and stuff. And it's like where I live, I'm like an hour and a half drive from Chicago. It's probably about 30-minute drive to Milwaukee, 40 minutes to Madison, and like a 10-minute drive to where I can just take a hike and no one's going to bother me. So that's just like perfect to me.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
All right. Well, shall we wrap it up now, or you got something more to talk about?
I really appreciate you having me, though, Boz.
Yeah,
I was trying to see if my wife would come upstairs so I could introduce her to you real quick. Let me see if
pleasure, man. Really pleasure.
Let me see if I can get her upstairs real quick.
Because you've never been on my stream before, like that's really a big thing now. Big deal.
Nah, man, we're all people, man. I just had the opportunity.
So yeah, when I saw you first time on a stream, I don't remember which one, as I was gonna say, I was like, this guy looks nice, that's why I started following you, basically, because you didn't seem very pretentious. There are some people that are a little pretentious that come on streams, on Fracon. So that was a positive thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I was in my 20s, a little bit, when I was single and whatnot, I had a bit of a douchebag vibe, but well, I've calmed down a lot since then, man. So
that's pretty common in the 20s.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, you think you're invincible in your 20s.
Yeah, I was like never like a macho type, but when I was like 22, I got into that phase for a while, like really when I wanted to get muscle and really be tough and stuff like that. But
That's that testosterone booming.
Yeah,
That's what that
I
is.
think that's what it is. You just feel
Alright.
invincible is what
you
it is.
start walking like that, you know.
It's literally that. It's the testosterone. You just feel invincible, and then everything you're doing is just feels brand new. So
yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah, it's like you walk into a bar and your chest is puffed out and everything, and
Yeah.
talking to me.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I text my wife, told her to come up, say hi. I don't know if she will or not.
That's all right.
Yeah. If you need to end the stream though, you can go ahead and end it. Yeah, I guess she's not gonna come up.
She's not gonna come. All right, can end it then. Now it's almost 2 hours 40 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it when it hits 40 minutes. All right, thank you all very much for being here, people, for hopping on. It's my best stream maybe so far, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. And yeah, I'll see you soon, I hope. And yeah, we'll talk some more. All right. And to you in the chat, good night. And yeah, see you. Bye.
All right.
all right, everybody, have a good one.
Yes, sir.